open window. Now, if you act now, you'll get 20% off all windows and doors. Plus, Guida will allow you to start the project today with no money out of pocket, and you can take up to 3 years to pay it off interest-free once the job is expertly installed. So you'll be able to start enjoying all the benefits of the new, highly energy-efficient windows and doors, including an increased comfort level of your home and lowered monthly energy bills while you take advantage of 20% savings, and you have the luxury of paying off your project with zero interest for up to 36 months. But you must act now. This offer is for a limited time only, and restrictions apply. For full details, call Guida today. Schedule a free, no-obligation in-home estimate. The number, 1-877-GO-GUIDA, or visit them online at goguida.com. That's GoGYDA.com.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball.
Rebound slam, Ben Simmons.
Flyers hockey.
Drew scores.
And Farzetta in the morning.
I'm with you.
Plug in.
975 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
Good morning and happy busiest traveling day of the year still? Is that still happening? Are people traveling and stuff? I heard the airports are still going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening traveling wise, but if you're traveling, be safe and all that. Hope you did the proper precautions and all that. But anyway, happy what used to be one of my favorite days of the year. And now I have a kid, so I can't get hammered on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving like I used to back in the day.
Why?
Well, because I got stuff I got to do. I got a house to maintain, unfortunately. Are you getting hammered today, Bob?
I never get hammered.
This guy. Sure you don't. Really?
No, I don't. I don't get to that
Then
point.
what's the point? No. Okay, so you don't get hammered.
No,
Jamie, you got
I'll have a few beers for certain tonight. Can't wait. Cooking. I make the sausage the night before. Ready to rock and roll. This is my favorite. Has been since I was 10 years old. My favorite holiday.
Thanksgiving, favorite holiday.
Favorite holiday without question.
Jamie, you getting hammered?
Yeah. My cousin I haven't seen in the year 2020 is coming by tonight. We're sitting out by the fire, swinging the 75-inch TV to the window so we can watch the
They're doing suburban things.
Yeah, really.
Nova BC game at 9:30 tonight.
That's
and we'll
right.
Sit out by the fire and drink some beers.
I love
Maybe some bourbon. Who knows? I don't know how much time I'm going to have.
In life or tonight?
Well, when you think about it, Bob, no one really. Anyway, so I indulged in the bourbon the other day, and I was like, man, I just Wednesday night. Tonight, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I didn't drink for the last 3 days.
I'm going to set up a fire outside
For tonight, yeah.
Set a fire. You.
I'm going to save myself for tonight.
A whole 3 days?
Well, 4 days ago was Saturday.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I did wake up today with a Friday feel to it.
Oh, yeah.
But the long weekend, so to speak, we're off tomorrow and we're off Friday. So we hope everyone has a wonderful, beautiful Thanksgiving as much as you can enjoy. I will be setting up a fire tonight outside, nice little cigar, a glass of bourbon, and I'll just be kicking my feet up, relaxing just a little bit.
So you're not getting hammered. You're just enjoying the night.
Well, that would be my first bourbon.
Okay.
And then the little toots go down. Well, she'll go to sleep and all that stuff, and then I'll light up the cigar and enjoy my evening outside. No, I heard this thing last night, and it's really wild. You know how you never hear anything, you never hear of something, and then that's all you hear about for like a week? Like you didn't even know that was in existence, whatever. I didn't know massaging the bird for Thanksgiving.
Beg your pardon?
was a thing. What? Did I say something?
A lot of people
I didn't
massage
hear
the bird.
Oh, you massaging the bird does
Yes.
what for you?
It improves Thanksgiving, apparently.
I don't see how it could hurt it.
Well, I mean, I just these are things that I recently learned.
Well, Kobe beef is,
I'm sorry, what?
massaged.
Did you just go
Massaged and karate chopped.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you just say Kobe?
Yeah,
Kobe.
Kobe beef.
Yeah.
He's right.
Kobe.
He's a world traveler.
You with the accents, all
Yeah.
Les Francs.
The one I get confused. Wagyu?
I thought it was Wagyu.
I thought it was Wygo.
I'm not exactly positive.
I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I just heard this thing last night. Apparently, a cousin of my wife's has a chicken coop in their house.
I have a friend with a chicken coop.
Yeah, it's like suburbia. They don't have a farm. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
in Jenkintown.
Okay. And
Yeah.
they apparently, if a bird's sick, they got to massage the bird. And then I find out that there's a big Thanksgiving thing that you got to get a massage turkey. And then, Jamie, did you get a massage turkey?
I was making a joke. Did you ever watch the show Portlandia?
Yeah, of course.
When they would go to a restaurant and be like, the waiter would be like, "Well, sir, your chicken tonight. His name is Harold, and he likes long walks around the coop, and then they drive out and meet the bird." But
This is a real thing.
Well, yeah, we got it from a farmer at the Glenside Farmers Market, and it was never frozen, fresh, and we paid probably a little more than I was comfortable with.
I have never seen somebody go from South Front Street to suburbia and make that jump as quick as anyone in the history of
Yeah,
my
but I was
life.
joking. I was like, yeah, the bird was massaged and all that.
We're going to hit
before.
some balls into the golf net tonight before we start the fire.
But this is an actual thing. People
I'm sure it is,
massage
yeah.
their bird. That's what they
It's
do.
been a thing for a long time, I believe.
I was not made
Since
to
the
go
beginning
for
of time.
I
People
would
have been
assume.
massaging their birds.
As soon as you find out it works.
that. Really? Like
Yeah.
cavemen were massaging the bird in the cave?
Probably.
That's amazing.
They had a lot of time on their hands.
This is all news to me.
A lot of something on there.
Apparently, it's very popular with chickens and turkeys. That before you eat the chicken or the turkey, it's good to have it free range.
Tenderize the muscle. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was a thing. And now it's like all I hear about. Like you're the first person.
Do you have a massaged bird?
It beats me. we got it from we having the thing catered where we bought the meal.
Oh, nice. You did that from Fetticel last year, right?
God.
Yeah, and we're doing that again.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly
What
what
do
we're
I
doing.
work with here?
Time
My
savers.
God.
You enjoy your sausage while we're massaging our bird there, Bobby.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I just want to know: is anyone getting a massaged bird for Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
I want to put the
hoping.
question out there as to whether or not people are massaging the bird for Thanksgiving. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about this little Wawa Rocky guy that we talked about yesterday. He's going to join us at 9:30 today. The play-by-play man himself. If you haven't seen this video, it's spectacular. It might be the greatest thing ever, minus the amount of bare ass that you see, as we described yesterday. We'll talk to that man at 9:30. 8 o'clock today, Adam Schefter will join the program. We could have an issue on Thanksgiving tomorrow. COVID tests with the Baltimore Ravens. They're playing the Steelers. It's the primetime matchup. We'll get a little sense of what's going to go on there from Adam Schefter at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock today, we'll see how Dan Orlovsky wants to add to the amazing takes surrounding Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
It came from everybody yesterday. Bob, Deion Sanders is doing work for Barstool, and he's doing his podcast, and he says that there's uncertainty in the locker room. Now, what I didn't really get from Deion Sanders was whether or not he had talked to players in the locker room and he was quoting what they told him, or if he just says, I know a locker room and that locker, like he's just going off speculation. I don't know. What do you think?
It came across to me that he talked to somebody.
Right? But
Yeah.
I don't think when I listened to it, I didn't hear him say, the players in there are telling me. I heard it almost generally speaking. Did you hear it more specific?
I thought it more specific,
Okay.
yeah, and because my thought was, wow, that's gonna be found out. Nobody talks to Deion Sanders without it being found out.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's coming out and saying, there's dissension in that locker room, somebody's going to know that somebody talked to Deion Sanders, so they're going to know who said it.
Okay. So, yeah.
So it doesn't bode well.
Yeah, because it's not like you can't be an NFL player and have a conversation with Deion Sanders and not drop that name to somebody that you're around. Yeah, but I was talking to Deion the other day. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Oh, and Deion's now saying this there.
Uh-huh.
Jalen? I don't know. Whoever it is. But we'll let you hear that. And then the other thing is Kurt Warner talked to John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia. And he was talking about the idea of benching Carson Wentz and said that there's no problem with taking him out and him still being your guy. What coaches are afraid of is what comes after you put the starting quarterback, the franchise quarterback, quote unquote, on the bench for any amount of time. Coaches aren't prepared to handle that. What if your quarterback that comes in and plays well? Well, let's get rid of the obvious for a second here. So you mean to tell me that your quarterback's going to play well? Okay, I'll take that problem right now. Everything else will work itself out because the cream always rises to the top. Politics get in the way, contracts get in the way, obviously finances get in the way. Of course it does. However, if your quarterback is actually going to start playing well for a long period of time, and I've got zero evidence to suggest that Jalen Hurts will actually do that. In fact, I only have it to the contrary, that he won't play well. But if you just put Carson Wentz, my whole thing of putting Carson Wentz on the bench, even in the Cleveland game, to end the game against the Browns, the final 4 minutes, it wasn't so I could champion the cause for Jalen Hurts to become the next guy. It was more so to still attempt to get the best out of Carson Wentz. It was to rally him, to shake him up, to try to hopefully, knock a screw back in place so that he can come back and be the better version of the quarterback that we've seen him be. It's not because I think Jalen Hurts is going to be some franchise guy. It's actually, no pun intended, a Hail Mary to get Carson Wentz back up and running again. But Kurt Warner talked about how it's not a problem to take the franchise guy, put him aside for a second, and have the backup play. If it's Jalen Hurts, if it's Nate Sudfeld, whoever it might be. I heard that from Kurt Warner earlier in the day. And then our good friend, Sal Palantonio, was on with Mike Missinelli yesterday. And, man, like I just said about massaging the bird, they come in threes, Bob. They come in threes. Sal Palantonio would start Jalen Hurts Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Let me say it one more time. Sal Palantonio thinks the Eagles should sit Carson Wentz, bench him, essentially. If you're going in with another quarterback, that's a flat-out benching. There's no excuses. There's nothing. My thing is, if you didn't have the gall, if you didn't have the guts to do that in the final 4 minutes against the Browns, you're not going to just tell Carson all of a sudden a prime-time Monday Night Football matchup, Carson, step aside. Jalen, this is your show to run. That ain't going to happen. This is what Sal Palantonio is suggesting. You bench Jalen Hurts, and you send the strongest message possible to Carson Wentz. I don't see that happening even a little bit. If you're not going to do it at the end of the Browns game, you're not going to do it for a Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, I was in the office yesterday when Mike had Sal Pal on, and I was sitting in the back, and, obviously we hear the show, and I stopped what I was doing when he said it. Like, what? Sal saying what? He also surprised me, well, not so surprisingly, but saying that Doug Peterson shouldn't be fired or, it's ludicrous, whatever. But I don't... Look, if you break everything down, put exactly what you said, Mark, contracts, everything aside, and you want to win a football game, is Carson Wentz the best guy to have in there quarterback?
Right now, I think so.
Then you got to go with him.
Yeah, but here's the thing: do you think that he's all of a sudden going to play substantially better?
No, I don't know. Can he? Yeah, I would go on the side of, like, if we're playing numbers here, let's be analytic people for a second, Mark.
Ugh.
If I'm going right, if I'm, it makes me want to do a voice. If I'm going with the numbers, though,
yes.
You would have to say the numbers would say Carson Wentz has a better percentage chance of winning this game as the starting quarterback than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you would assume. Yeah,
you would assume.
And honestly, we don't know what Jalen Hurts is. We have no idea
We don't
what
know.
It is. Yeah,
and the fact that they haven't played him more, and I don't know how much they were able to put in. Mm-hmm. You just had a couple weeks ago where they were doing everything virtually. Can you throw a quarterback in there after no OTAs, after no training camp, after all of the things that a rookie has been through, most of it not being on the field? Can you legitimately put him into a football game without him or others just getting destroyed? I don't think you can. I think you have to start Carson Wentz simply because of that.
Yeah, and I can't say it enough. You missed your opportunity. If they were going to do anything, it would have been with the built-in excuses that they could have had at the end of the Browns game.
Right.
It would have been the perfect time to do it.
Exactly. If you wanted to send a message, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
If your thinking is that Jalen Hurts can win you a football game and that's why you start him, I can't agree with that.
Yeah, I think that would be a bad idea by Doug Peterson.
The only people that would know are Doug and his coaching staff.
Exactly.
We didn't see any preseason. We saw literally nothing of this kid.
And here's the other thing. Like I was saying a second ago, we actually only have evidence that he can't play. Because if he really could play and they were inspired by him and how well he knew the game plan,
he would have been in.
He would have been in already for more than a play or two here or there throughout a game. He would have attempted more than one pass by now. I mean, you worked him up the depth chart after week 1. I mean, he went from inactive to your backup quarterback to in the game. And since then, it has just been a play here or there for Jalen Hurts. If he could play at all, we would have seen him for a more substantial amount of time than a couple of snaps here and there in any game so far this season, because you could have picked and chose a moment to say, yeah, you know what, Carson, we're going to have him take this series. And you just take a minute here to yourself. And it could have just been, yeah, we saw something Jalen Hurts could exploit, maybe change the tempo for a minute or two, and then we're going to get Carson back in there. And it could have been said after the Browns game. I doubt it ever gets said before a game going into it where Carson is going into a game as your backup quarterback. The Eagles, to me, they have fallen into that rut of they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to change. They don't know how to change it in order to get out of this funk that they're in. And even calling it a funk is belittling how bad this season has really been. It's not telling the whole story.
You can get in funks like this, whether it be, all right, I'll do an example. You and I talked about this morning when we walked in together. Last night, the Union played and lost. We'll get into. We'll talk a little bit about that later.
Bobby.
But it was one of those games where it's just like, oh my God, I don't know what. I'm watching Jim Curtin on the sideline. I'm watching his players. They didn't know what to do. They didn't recognize themselves. Jim Curtin didn't recognize his team. They were playing at a pace and a way that they hadn't played all season. That happens in sports. We've all seen it, right? I said to you this morning, Mark, I said, hey, welcome to the Philly sports scene, Union. You laid a dud. Everybody does it. No big deal. The thing about this Eagles team, Mark, they're laying a dud throughout the season. The type of which I haven't seen before, that it's been this bad. They've had 10 games to try to get out of it in some way, in some fashion. And you just said it, and it's maddening, and it's also scary. They don't know how to correct it.
What are they?
They're not trying. I shouldn't say they're not trying. But Doug Peterson has done nothing different in all of our eyes that we can see to try to correct what's going wrong. That is really, really terrifying.
We said it a lot throughout yesterday's show, and it'll apply again today. It applies again today. Doug Peterson and the Eagles as an entire team are the Einstein definition of insanity. And we need to see something change. And here's another thing that's interesting. When we talked to Adam Schefter, and we'll also mention this to Dan Orlovsky, Shefty covered the Broncos for a long time. Rich Scangarello had time there in Denver. I'm sure Shefty has a lot of the connections there still. Who is Rich Scangarello? Because that's who Adam Kaplan was banging the drum for us. Not banging the drum, but at least saying that's who should take over the play calling from Doug. And it doesn't have to be for the entire year. For me, you're at a point where it has to be for the rest of the year. You can't just say, hey, we'll get a game or two and you do it, and then we'll see what happens after that. I think it's something that has to be changed. Unless Rich Scangarello has zero improvement influence on the offense when he's calling plays, then you can't do it the rest of the year. But I would assume it's not just hey, why don't you do this for a minute or two and we'll see how it goes. I don't think you could treat that like you could treat the quarterback situation throughout the season, especially at the end of the year when you're trying to rally. And that's the mindset they have, and that's the mindset they should have. But we'll talk to Shefty about that, like I said, at 8 o'clock today, and we'll get Dan Orlovsky's take on that at 9 o'clock today. But there is just so many opinions out there surrounding how you can shake up Carson Wentz to get the best out of him. And we've been talking about it all year. We've been talking about the offensive line, the most sacked quarterback, trying to break in rookie wide receivers. And a lot of this just comes down to coaching. A lot of this comes down to Doug Peterson's decisions on how he runs this football team. Or it also comes down to any front office influence on how they run this football team. Because they can't continue the status quo for the rest of the season and expect to do anything different. We talked to Avonte Maddox yesterday. We'll let you hear from him again later in the show. But he talked about how they're still a confident team. They know the position that they're in, and they got to keep on fighting throughout this season because no one in this NFC East is going to run away with it at this point.
No.
I still don't think that the Eagles are going to win. But no one's going to. You're not going to look at one team in this division and go, "Wow, that's theirs to lose."
And the bookmakers still have the Eagles as the favorite.
It's amazing.
It is.
I'm like, are they watching?
It's adorable when you think about it. They know about Seattle's history against the Eagles, right?
Oh, my God.
You know that they just can't win.
Have you seen Wentz's career numbers versus Seattle?
Oh, God. No, I haven't. I mean, I know they're terrible, but
It's not good. He has more interceptions than he does touchdowns.
Yeah, Seattle's a team, too, that struggled a little bit, got righted when they won on Thursday night against Arizona. I'm just looking. We were breaking it down last night on the Beers with Bob. It's like this is the perfect tune-up game for Seattle. Tune up themselves. All right, let's get back to where we were at the beginning of the season. Russell Wilson, tune up himself. Wide receivers, they haven't played since Thursday. Forget coming west to east. They haven't played since Thursday. They're not playing until Monday. This is a game where not only are they tuning themselves up, I can't help but think they're going to tune the Eagles up big time.
Is this the game? Is this the game where the Eagles, the throats are stepped on?
I think so.
Very good possibility.
I hearken back to that 42-0 Monday night football game, and I really think this might be something like that.
This is where the Eagles are the plug's pulled. It's over. The game. See you later. Deuces. Thanks for the season.
And I think something is when we watch Thursday games, Washington, Dallas. I think we're going to watch that and we're going to see a decent game. And we're going to say to ourselves, wow, even though those two teams aren't great, by any means, they're not even good. But we're going to step away from that, I believe, saying, oh, my God, they are so much better than the Eagles.
This is going to be fun. We are going to have fun on Monday night. But fortunately, we'll be on the air Monday night to preview even further. I want to get into this. I mentioned today is the busiest travel day of the year. usually.
Yeah, typically.
I heard
typically the biggest bar night of the year. Unfortunately for bar owners are getting screwed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
a lot of typicals are out the window this year.
I kind of get it this year as far as this night goes.
Yeah, go to your favorite bar and get a case to go.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully you can support as best you can.
Absolutely. So this was a travel night on, like you said, Jamie, a lot of the typical days are gone anyway.
Yeah.
But when we talk about traveling, you often talk about road trips, and that's what a lot of people are doing right now if they're not flying. So if you had to pick one travel partner, I want to have some fun with this as a side topic today. We'll kick it around throughout the show. But if you could pick one travel partner from the entire history of Philadelphia, present day, past, the person doesn't have to be living, one travel partner, who would it be from the Philadelphia sports scene in the history of the Philadelphia sports scene? I went about this probably a different way than most. I know a lot of people say, oh, who can I have a beer with? Who would entertain me with fine stories? I went a completely different route. I went, who's going to be the quietest? Because believe it or not, Bob, when I'm traveling,
you're weird.
When I'm traveling, I like to listen to comedy CDs. I like to listen to comedy albums, whatever they might be. I like to listen to the radio. I like to listen to some music. I, generally speaking, do not enjoy conversation while traveling. I traveled alone for a lot of years, man, and I enjoyed every second of it. Just the solace of being alone. That's why, for the person that I would choose to travel with would be Chase Utley.
Oh. I thought you were going to go Steve Carlton.
Man, a few words. No, Steve Carlton might get on a soapbox, and I don't want to hear what he has to say. But no, the person that I would travel with, my travel buddy, that I would pick, all-time history, Philadelphia sports scene, Chase Utley.
Interesting. No, I like conversation. I like to share experiences. Mm-hmm. I'd like to do that. I think Iverson would be pretty cool to travel with. That's an obvious answer, but
thank you.
I think he'd find fun spots.
Really?
I think he'd take in fun spots. I think he'd try different things. My thing about traveling is I like to try different things. You go to a new city, whatever it may be. When I was, traveling years ago, was that go to a new city. Hey, what's this got? What do we got? Oh, you got hills to climb in Phoenix or pass to go in Utah, whatever.
You want to go rock climbing without AI?
It's just different stuff. Yeah, I think he'd be a fun time. I think he's a good dude.
I'm not saying anything to the contrary. I just think that if you went with AI, you would go with 9 of his other friends.
Well, no. It has to be I'm traveling with that person alone.
All right,
when you put it out there last night, that's what I put in my head. Just the two of us.
Yeah.
Nobody knows him. Mm-hmm. We're just traveling buddies. And we're doing, 10 days in Italy? Yeah, I'd take AI with me.
10 days in Italy. Now, that is video that I'll have to see.
Yeah, that would be fun.
So you would go Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
And I guess you would have to acknowledge that there'd be a minivan full of his friends behind you.
No, it's just the two of us.
You know AI, right?
Yeah, I did back in the day a little bit.
Jamie, do you have a traveling partner that you would take from the Philadelphia sports scene?
Yeah, it's an easy one for me.
Who do you got?
Boban.
You'd go. Wait,
that's good.
Brett or Boban?
Boban.
Oh, you would take Boban.
Yeah. I mean,
just to get him to say John whenever possible?
I mean, it seems like that guy has a charismatic energy about him. Everybody in the NBA loves the dude.
What about travel space? He takes up a lot of room there.
I'm not too concerned about it. Boban's got some money. We'll have a custom vehicle.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah, well, we'll take his car.
Somehow I just pictured it was me and Chase Utley and my Nissan Murano.
No, we'll take Boban's conversion van or whatever the hell he rocks.
I'll tell you what, that is a good one.
That is pretty solid. Pretty solid.
I feel like Boban would know when to shut up. He'd know when to crack the jokes.
Good sense of awareness.
Yeah.
I got you.
I think we'd have a blast.
Pat Egan, who would you take? Philadelphia sports scene, traveling partner.
Kyle Kendrick.
He's such an idiot.
No, I got to think about this one.
My second choice was actually Egan.
Why was Kyle Kendrick the first name that jumped to mind?
Why wasn't Kyle Kendrick the first name that jumped to your mind?
Touche, I guess. All right, so fun side topic today. We're going to have the Business Travel Day of the Year. In honor of that, if you could pick one person from the Philadelphia sports scene all time to be your traveling partner, who would it be? 610-632-0975. When we come back, we're going to have a little fun with Doug Peterson. And Jim Schwartz addressed the media yesterday. We're going to talk about that in this hour. And also, right when we come back, we will let you hear the piping hot takes that came from our friend Sal Powell and also Kurt Warner to John Clark. Some wild stuff going on. And, Bob, we want to jump into this as well. Ron Jaworski was on the station earlier in the week. and talked about sticking with Carson Wentz. We'll talk about all this and more when we come back here on 975 The Fanatic. And right now, I got to tell you about Parks Casino and Sportsbook, my casino and sportsbook of choice. Right now, get in with some great new bets. For instance, right now, Parks Casino and Sportsbook has the instant betting feature, which allows you to bet on college and pro games on the Parks Sportsbook app. Makes watching the game so much more fun and enjoyable. Lots of games with player prop bets like passing yards, rushing yards, points scored overall. All those props available on the instant betting feature on the Parks Sportsbook app. Do what I do and bet with the hometown team, Parks Casino and Sportsbook, and the Parks Casino Sportsbook app, backed by the #1 casino in all of Pennsylvania. Looking at the game right now at Monday night, Birds are 5.5-point home underdogs versus Seattle. Also, you can get a risk-free bet up to $500 with the Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. Temple right now, 36.5-point home underdog to Cincinnati. Not looking good for my Owls. Then you also look at Michigan, 2.5-point favorite versus Penn State. Michigan needed a big comeback in OT against Rutgers the other day. So looking at all those games right now at the Parks Sportsbook app, available at Parks Sportsbook app for Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Right now, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Season's over. I'm Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by Wawa, Center for Wawa Rewards. Get a free coffee every Tuesday through December on the Wawa app. Got to have a Wawa. Philadelphia Union season is over. The Union fell to the New England Revolution 2-0. Team enjoyed their most successful season, winning the Supporters' Shield, as well as a bunch of other individual honors as well. The Sixers made a depth move yesterday, re-signing shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a one-year deal. Broekhoff originally signed with the Sixers before the team headed to the Orlando bubble, but ultimately chose to opt out. We'll continue to talk Eagles and Seahawks when Adam Schefter joins the morning show at 8 a.m. and Dan Orlovsky when he joins the morning show at 9 a.m. Then later today, ESPN's Tim McManus gives a midweek report when he joins the Mike Missinelli show at 3:30. For all you Sixers fans out there, new Sixers center Dwight Howard will be on the Mike Missinelli show at 5 p.m. His sports update was also brought to you by Citadel Credit Union. Citadel Credit Union is committed to building a strength together to build a better future for us all. Join us at CitadelCU.com. Keep it on The Fanatic all day for updates and breaking news. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
With Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch.
on 97.5 The Fanatic. Check out ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter every Wednesday at 8 a.m. with Farzetta in the morning, presented by DraftKings.
I think we're going to have the most unpredictable NFL season we've ever had, and everyone is unpredictable.
Schefter, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. only on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
It's me, the I Hate Steven Singer guy. I'm here to tell you there's really no better time to say I love you. Whether you're celebrating someone or having something to celebrate, just know that my team of real experts are here to help. We'll hold your hand to help you find the perfect piece so you could hold her hand forever. At Steven Singer Jewelers, we have the best guarantee in the business with a full 100-day, 100% money-back guarantee, plus free shipping. New virtual appointments are available with my real expert jewelers 7 days a week, in addition to text, chat, phone, and email. That's right. You can schedule a one-on-one video chat to see and interact with a real expert jeweler that really works in our showroom. No call centers, no nonsense. Get decades of experience from the comfort of your home. It's easy. Just go to IHateStevenSinger.com to schedule your free one-on-one virtual appointment with a real jeweler today. Whether you're celebrating love or celebrating life, Steven Singer Jewelers is there for you. Online at IHateStevenSinger.com with fast, free, and safe shipping.
Okay, ladies, we all know one of the greatest feelings in the world when a friend says, "Girl, those pants look amazing on you." And I say, thanks. They're Skechers Go Walk Wear pants. And why do I always get compliments on these casual, athletic, stretchy pants? They're made with comfortable GoFlex fabric that has compression and hold. They have 4 pockets, plus they're machine washable and come in extended sizes. That's the Skechers Go Walk Wear line of pants. Find yours at Skechers.com or a Skechers store near you.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
This is Corey Rutter with Rutter Roofing, and now is the time to replace your siding and windows. Did you know we hold the highest certification for vinyl siding installations? How about that we are a James Hardie Alliance partner who can handle all stucco remediation and fiber cement siding installs. On top of that, we're a certified Pella window installer and can provide beautiful, efficient, and price-effective solutions to all of your exterior home improvement needs. Don't forget about that new roof as well. Visit us today at www.rutterroofing.com. We will protect your house.
Napa know-how. At Napa, you can get 20% off 3 or more items with the $4.99 Napa tool bag. Yep, 20% off power tools, 20% off wipers, 20% off oil, and more. It's a whole bag of tricks. Well, actually, it's one trick over and over again, but it's a good one, saving you 20% on 3 or more items. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations, exclusions apply. May not be combined with other offers. Offer ends 11/30/20.
Allstate now has deeper savings, and deeper savings require deep thoughts and a deep voice, like mine. Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding DriveWise, and save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. As someone once said, saving today is money tomorrow. That's deep.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
What if there was a magical doorway, and on the other side was everything you ever wanted?
Everything?
Well, at least everything you ever wanted in a new set of tires.
Oh.
It's the doorway that leads to Pep Boys and all the trusted name brands like Cooper. Now during our Black Friday event, buy 2, get 2 free instantly on Cooper, Adventurer, or Definity tires. Visit PepBoys.com to make an appointment.
Nice.
And you know where you find this magic Pep Boys door?
At Pep Boys?
Exactly. Pep Boys. We go further to help you go farther. Ends November 30th. See PepBoys.com for restrictions.
Check out Inside the Birds with Jeff Mosher and Adam Kaplan every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
When you're Doug Peterson, why don't you check your ego at the door and say, you know what? It's my responsibility. Whether the quarterback is playing well or not, it's ultimately my responsibility. And oh, by the way, I'm the play caller. Why don't I take a step back for a little bit, and why don't I start coaching the quarterback?
Inside the Birds, Mondays from 6 to 8 is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is giving you the chance to double your money if either Pittsburgh or Baltimore score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. All it takes is one touchdown, so download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC during sign-up. That's code FANATIC for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only in partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Like being rewarded? That's what I get with Ambetter's My Health Pays program. It actually pays me for doing healthy things. I love it. I do the thing, I earn the points, I spend the points, then I do it again. Earn points, spend points. Sounds fun, right? But it's not a game. There's serious rewards, like pay for your copay serious. Health insurance that really rewards me? That's no joke.
Ambetter from PA Health and Wellness. Affordable coverage, valuable benefits. Now that's better. To see if you qualify, visit betterispa.com or call. This is a solicitation for insurance.
If you find yourself in the market for a car like I just was with my family, I can't recommend enough the people at North Penn Volkswagen on Route 309 in Colmar. And right now, Volkswagen is offering 0% financing for 72 months on most models. My family and I ended up with the Atlas Cross Sport. What a gorgeous car. The selections of vehicles there made it easy to find exactly what we were looking for. You can do a little shopping online, appraise your trade, schedule service, apply for credit, and so much more, all from the comfort of your own home. North Penn Volkswagen in Colmar is a breeze to get to. Literally just take Bethlehem Pike to 309, it ends, and boom, you're there. There's never been a better time to buy a new Volkswagen with great lease deals and, like I said, 0% financing for 72 months on most new vehicles. Go to northpennvw.com for more info and to check out the extensive certified pre-owned and new inventory. You may also qualify for the Volkswagen College Grad Bonus Program, eligible for up to 2 years after graduation when you purchase or lease through Volkswagen Credit. For more information and to schedule an appointment, go to northpennvw.com. North Penn Volkswagen, the right experience, the right choice.
Farzetta in the morning, now.
On 97.5, The Fanatic.
So Sal Pal joins Mike Missinelli yesterday, as he does every Tuesday, to break down the Birds and give his inside scoop. And
Hello, Michael.
There's no... I don't know what it was yesterday. I was just laughing to myself on the Les Bowen. Hi, Doug.
I love his hi, Doug.
It's great.
Hi, Miles. Like, I don't know why that brings me so much joy, but it does.
It has to.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that I just really, really enjoy. But anyway, I'm listening to our boy Sal Pal, our man Sal Pal, with Mike yesterday, and I couldn't believe what I was. I wouldn't fire Doug Peterson at the end of this season. I think that it's a conversation. I think that that's not, oh, no, he was great this year. He's not fired. But just knowing Jeffrey Lurie and also knowing that, yes, he's still a Super Bowl winning coach. Granted, he can't find a way out of his rut so far this season. I think you can have one down year, and then you got to bounce back. And if you don't bounce back next season, whoa, deuces, dude. But this year, I would not fire Doug Peterson, and nor do I think Jeffrey Lurie is going to fire Doug Peterson. So I get where Sal Pal is coming from there, and he is tapped in with the Philadelphia Eagles, and he's also tapped in with Doug Peterson. So when you start talking about what needs to change, this is the most drastic thing you could do. This is more drastic than handing over play calling to somebody else. This is a more drastic change to the Eagles than saying, I don't think I'm going to call plays anymore. I think I'm going to hand it to Rich Scangarello. So here is Sal Palantonio talking about a very drastic change for the Philadelphia Eagles this season. This is what he would do Monday night with the Birds. Listen.
Monday night, I would start Hurts on national TV. Yes, I'm saying it. It would send the most powerful message that you possibly can. I would get him ready. You've got an extra day, and I would start him, and I would play him.
Play him throughout. 4 quarters of Jalen Hurts, the guy that's barely played. Has he played consecutive snaps? I feel like he's played consecutive snaps once this year.
Yeah, I kind of recall maybe he did, yeah.
The Baltimore game when they needed that jolt, I think he was out there. He's thrown one pass, and that was a completion to Richard Rodgers across the middle of the field, in the middle of the field against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's it. I have no idea if this guy can play quarterback. You watched him a lot in college. Great college quarterback.
Yeah.
He had to transfer schools at one point. But I feel like if he could play, he would have played more at this point in the season. He certainly would have finished the game against the Browns. Is this not the most drastic thing that the Eagles could do in the course of a season? Is this? I mean, there's no bones about it. This is benching your starting quarterback. However you want to frame it, as far as he's still our guy. We just wanted to give him a week off. Huh? This is Jalen Hurts' team for this week. No. This is a benching of your franchise quarterback, the guy you have labeled as your franchise quarterback, to go to the guy that you've barely played to this point this season.
Yeah, that it would be. Except for a firing, it would be the most drastic thing that you could do. Mm-hmm. And Sal is basically, and later on, he went on to say that he has Doug Peterson's back, all that. He's laying all of this at the feet of Carson Wentz. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because we'll talk to Shefty from ESPN, but we'll also talk to Dan Orlovsky, who threw out some video yesterday of, look, things are there, and Carson Wentz's receivers aren't helping him out at all. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if there's a guy I'm trusting watching tape, not that I don't trust anybody else, but the guy that seems to have his thumbprint on what's going on with the Eagles is Orlovsky. Mm-hmm. And breaking down these tapes, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to talk to him at 9 o'clock today to see exactly what he saw, what kind of help Carson Wentz was getting from his receivers and all on Sunday against Cleveland.
I'm not pushing that aside, but those receivers aren't franchise receivers.
No, I hear you.
But when this isn't the first time we've talked about Carson not having weapons.
Yeah.
And we also saw him at the end of last year come out and play on fire for the last 4 games of that season. And that was still with the same. That was after losing Alshon Jeffrey, who had a good game, I believe it was, against the Dolphins in that season. And they had that terrible loss in Miami. But I'm not throwing that aside. I'm definitely taking that into consideration. But what I'm thinking about is Carson's supposed to be the future of this franchise. And they have deemed him that. They have deemed him the franchise guy.
Yeah.
The franchise guy, when he does have an open receiver, can't stare at him and go, should I sack fumble?
Oh, no. He's not without you know.
So I saw a stat yesterday. You ready? That'll blow your mind. So it's courtesy of Sheila Kapati from the Athletic.
Yeah.
He has 44 sacks, or 42 sacks on the year, I believe. He's on pace for 64, which is by far and away the most in the league. Mm-hmm. 16 of the 30, I believe, are when he's held the ball for longer than 4 seconds.
Wow.
Which is like 12 more than the closest in the league.
First off, I'm shocked there's been that many opportunities where he's had more than 4 seconds behind this offensive line.
Yeah.
First, I'm just shocked. Just to get that out of the way, to acknowledge that the offensive line has not had its best year with all the injuries that they've had at that spot and the dumb decisions that they've also made, Jason Peters being one of them. So when you look at all that, I go, all right, that's a little shocking. But when you do think about the first week of the season against Washington, remember the stat that was out. The stat was that he had time in the pocket and still could complete like what, one pass, like even and miss throws.
Yeah,
that was on Carson. That wasn't the offensive line. So when we call out Doug Peterson for, say, the 3rd and 7 with a rookie center coming in, running a read option play or a zone read with Carson Wentz, that's stupid and egregious. There's no way that play should be in there.
Let me clarify the exact stat because I was going off the top of my head here. I actually have it in front of me. So courtesy of Shil Kapati, stat that best reflects the Eagles' offensive issues. Carson Wentz has taken 33 sacks on plays where he's held the ball longer than 4+ seconds. That's 12 more than any quarterback.
Wow.
I mean, that's eye-popping.
33 sacks?
33 sacks of his...
With 4 or more seconds?
Yeah. And I believe he's been sacked 42 times on pace for 64.
Not good.
So that's a high percentage of his snaps or sacks that are 4+ seconds, which is bad.
All right, so you have the play call from Doug Peterson, 3rd and 7, read option behind a rookie center, and we're all thinking, well, that's just a dumb play call. You have Doug Peterson saying, oh, well, I got to get him out of the pocket more, and he doesn't get him out of the pocket more. We mentioned it many times. 4th quarter, Travis Fulgham was the first time he designed a rollout for Carson Wentz. 4th quarter was the first time you saw that play call.
Yep.
Not good either. But just as egregious is watching the player on the football field hold on to the football in the end zone, and take that safety.
That was the one that I went, oh man, this guy can't even save himself.
Well, the first one against Fulgham, or the first one to Rager that he held onto the ball, and that's where the pick 6 happened.
Right.
We'll talk to Dan Orlovsky about that. But that first particular play, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what? Hold on, he's right there. And where's your sense of the pressure? And by the way, that sack, that interception where he was hit, that wasn't on a blind side. That was a guy that was in front of him. So how do you not feel that pressure? And he doesn't, and then it ends up being the pick 6 in the other direction. He literally gave 9 points away to the opposing defense. 9 points away. 9 points away.
In a 5-point game.
In a 5-point game. And I'm supposed to go, oh, no, well, it's not Carson's fault. This was probably the game that you could mostly say it was Carson's fault.
You know what's funny? You can make the argument. Here's what we do. We make the argument like, oh, Doug Peterson was bad. Oh, yeah, but he did this, but he did that. There's not even any buts. Like, you can't go off of one argument and defend it with anything else, right? Like, I was doing this on Twitter on Sunday night, talking about Peterson and Carson Wentz and, the same old story. But I had to qualify it by saying, I'm not defending Carson Wentz. Like, I can't say, oh, my God, they would have done this if he would have done that. No, because if he would have made different calls, I don't know if Carson Wentz would have been any better. There is nothing tangible to hold on to in a defense of what the Eagles could do better.
No.
And I don't sell that short. Nothing. Like, nothing. You can't say the defensive line. No, they didn't play good. Your secondary, no. There is nothing with this team right now that is tangibly good. Nothing. I mean, we rarely say that about any of our sports teams. Yeah, Sixers are playing bad, but Embiid's playing good. But there's nothing tangible to hold on to that can win you games for this team right now.
Cameron Johnston.
He's good.
Jeez. He's a punter, man. He's good at
I'm
punting.
at the point where I just want to watch young guys make me feel like there's promise for the future, like your Josh Sweat types.
We're all there.
But that's all. That's it.
I think everyone is there at the point of we got to see some of these younger guys get out there and play.
And one of them plays left tackle.
His name's Jordan Mailata.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that happen. I'd also like to see John Hightower get some more reps. I'd like to see continuously Jalen Rager get a little bit better. I really don't need to see Alshon Jeffrey. If he's going to miss...
Why is he on the team?
I still can't get over that's the way he phrased it.
And the way it was put, it was just like why? Like, why is he even on the team?
What are we
Doug?
doing?
Like, Doug, are you aware of what's going on so far this season? But when you look at everything that's taken place so far this year, and you look at how Carson Wentz has played, the one thing that I think does not get talked about enough is because there are so many problems on this team. A great quarterback, and that's what Carson is supposed to be, is supposed to mask a lot of this stuff.
Yes.
And that's the end-all, be-all, isn't it? I mean, that's why you get players to mask, like great players, to make up for what you don't have. So a defense that's allowing points left and right, he can come back from that. An offensive line that is allowing the most sacks in the NFL. Maybe not hold on to the ball too long. Maybe learn to throw it away. Maybe learn to scramble a little bit more, and then make sure you slide or get out of bounds so you don't take that big hit. A great quarterback is supposed to be the guy masking all that. Like I watched mistakes being made by the Cardinals, for instance, and Kyler Murray the other day goes out there. I think it was the Sunday night game, if I'm not mistaken, against the it was a Monday night game against the Seahawks, or Thursday night game. It was a primetime game. I can't
Thursday,
remember.
Seahawks, Arizona,
Thank you, yes. And I watched Kyler Murray go out there, and he's making up for mistakes left and right by his defense. He's going out there making mistakes for his offensive line, making up for those mistakes. A great quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, making up mistakes for his team, and he's finding the guys that are working for him. Chase Claypool, sure, he looks great, especially against the Eagles. I think you have a guy like Ben Roethlisberger that is also helping Chase Claypool look as good as he is.
You make a great point, and one that I wanted to make earlier. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Who was he throwing to when Avante Adams was out? I don't know, but they were winning, and he was throwing for 300, and you had guys that you never...
Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah, you didn't hear of a lot of these guys, and when, your key players, key wide receivers get hurt, these great quarterbacks, it doesn't matter. They tell the guys that, here's what we're doing. This is what's going to happen. You're going to run this. Here's another problem I see a little bit. So Orlovsky yesterday went through a play where Greg Ward maybe should have sat down in the zone as opposed to keep going, and Carson almost throws an interception, whatever. Okay, that did happen, and maybe that was a miscommunication, and maybe Greg Ward should have done something else. But if he should have, and the quarterback was looking for him to do it, I didn't see them talking on the sidelines.
No, I don't
mean
that.
You never see any wide receiver sitting next to Carson and talking things out. Mm-hmm. It's him and his iPad, right? I mean, that's all you have is him and a machine. Mm-hmm. It's never him and a coach. It's never him and a wide receiver. It's never him in the offensive line. Maybe you go in and talk about it at halftime, okay, but I don't know. We've all been around sports an awful lot. To watch guys competing together and not talk during a game is awfully odd.
I'm a little cautious just because I'm not at the game and I can't look at the sideline. But it is odd that you never see that conversation. The only person you see next to Carson Wentz is Nate Sudfeld.
Always.
And I'm like, are they just looking at him as another quarterback's coach now?
And he looks like Nick Foles a little bit.
He does. He's got a lot of Nick Foles tendencies.
Yeah, he does.
No, I remember when they were both here, that comparison was made quite a bit.
But it concerns you, like the stories that you hear. Does he get along with people? Do teammates respect him? Whatever it may be. Look, I don't question at all Carson Wentz's competitiveness. I really think he wants to go out there and win. We see it. We see the frustration. I don't know if he knows how to do it, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, teaching a person how to run a player to run a play, that's great. But you also have to teach them how to be a good teammate and how to get better during a game. I don't see it. There's no evidence out there that says to you, wow, they're really pissed off at that play. They're working on it. Why wouldn't you get an iPad and go to your receiver and say, hey, look, on this, sit down in this zone?
I don't know.
I don't either.
The communication's not there. And for all the people that are supposed to be there communicating, it seems like a lot is getting lost in the fold, unfortunately. So that you heard a second ago, you just heard Sal Palantonio talking about what he would do with taking Carson Wentz out of this game Monday. He won't even start him. Jalen Hurts should get the start, according to Sal Pal. And hey, look, I'm all for a major shakeup. I just don't think the Eagles have the gall to do it. Nor would I do it like that going into this game. That might be too drastic.
All right, can I ask you though? Because I had this conversation last night. I agree with you. Something has to change.
Yes.
What? All right, so you and I agree. We wouldn't take out Carson. We wouldn't start Jalen Hurts.
Play calling.
So, okay, before this game, that's it. Play calling, take it away from Doug. Somebody else has to do it.
Absolutely.
I like that. I like that a lot. And that might be the only thing that you could do that isn't too big of an obstacle to overcome for the course of a game.
And that would be Doug getting out of his own way. It would be like, you know what, Carson, I want to focus more on the quarterback position. I'm going to be working with you more hand in hand and making sure that we are on the same page. But as far as putting you in the best possible position, I'm going to give the play calling over to Rich Scangarello, and he's going to call the offense. Now, I say this, I look at Jalen Hurts, and as I've said before, I don't look at Jalen Hurts and say, oh, he's the future. I don't look at him and say, oh, wow, he's really played great. He deserves to start. No, it's more so that Carson needs to be shaken up more than anything, I think. Rich Scangarello, you could say a lot of the same stuff. I have nothing to support the fact that Rich Scangarello will do a better job calling plays than Doug Peterson. When he called plays last year for the Denver Broncos, he was a one and done. Vic Fangio fired him after 1 year, and they finished last in a lot, or bottom 3 in, I think, 7 different offensive categories. So you look at a lot of stuff from that, and you think, maybe he's not the guy. But a change is sometimes necessary just for the sake of change. Sometimes a guy can just find the right time, find the right place, and find the right way to coach up a quarterback and put him in the best position to make a play. He was brought here for a reason. If it wasn't to call plays or take that away from Doug Peterson, if it came to it, well, then I guess he needs to do more than just design some plays, because they ain't working either. Now, the other guy I want to let you hear from is a guy that played the position at the NFL, and Kurt Warner. And Kurt Warner did an interview with NBC 10, John Clark, and talked about the idea of pulling the starting quarterback as it pertains to Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz. Here's Kurt Warner on the idea behind it all.
I don't think there's anything wrong if Carson is struggling in a game to pull him out, put him on the sidelines, get that pressure off him, put in another guy, put in Jalen Hurts or whoever that is. But you have to be ready for what comes with that. And I think most coaches are afraid of what comes with that if the backup goes in and plays well. Well, now what?
Now what? Now you got a quarterback that's playing well. Oh, drat. I want that problem right now, because at least that problem has a quarterback playing the position well. I'll take that problem.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit last week. Does Doug Peterson want that on his plate? He's already batting 0-20 when he gets in front of a microphone this season. Does he want to face another knuckleball in that?
Yeah.
I hear you, and I'm all about. Look, you got to do whatever gets you a win. I don't want to say it, but we know where they are in the standings. You need a win. You need to put your team in the best position to get you a win. You need to change something. I don't know if he could pull the trigger on that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
I know he can't do it alone. Put it that way. I know it has to be the triumvirate.
So, all right, we've all watched Hard Knocks where coaches have to call players in and have that uncomfortable meeting.
Right.
If the decision is made that Carson Wentz is going to sit down and that Jalen Hurts is going to be your starting quarterback, how is he told? Is it you need to go to coach's office, and sitting in there is Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman and Doug Peterson?
No, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it was Howie and Doug.
Just Howie and Doug.
Yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't be shocked if Jeffrey wasn't there.
But you think Howie would definitely be there?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be weirded out if Mr. Lurie was in there.
All right, so let's break it down. So Howie would be in there, you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely think so. Here's the thing.
If I'm Doug, I'm going, hey man, your call, you're breaking the news.
Oh
wow!
If he believes that Carson shouldn't be benched, which I would guess Doug probably does.
Yeah,
I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's assume that he does think Carson's the best option.
Yeah.
I go, okay, Howie.
You tell him.
Yeah, basically.
I know this sounds ass backwards, but Carson can still be the guy, and you can still bench him.
Sure.
And this is still your team, and you can. This isn't an attempt to hand the reins over to Jalen Hurts. This is an attempt to still get the best out of Carson Wentz later.
Yeah. Okay, if I'm Carson Wentz, I go, okay, if they explain it to me like that, I say, okay, what if he wins on Monday night and plays really well? You're telling me I'm starting the next game?
Yeah. No, there's still a chance. You know. Carson, I don't know if you heard of that, Carson. You never got to be on a test. You're a smart guy. You could do 2 plus 2.
There it is.
All right. You know what happens here, but let's not forget that it's your play that puts you in this spot. So let's not just gloss over that for a second.
They should have you in the room.
You know, I'm told that I break bad news well. I don't. What do you call it? I don't beat around the bush, as they say. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. Here's what we're looking for. We're still looking for your travel partner. If the busiest travel day of the year, this is the day before Thanksgiving, is always known as. This year might be the exception. But who would you take? One person. Usually it's all right. Fill the car, so you need 3 other people, right? You know what I mean? You and 3 other people. No, one person. To hell with that. All right? You got to pack stuff.
I like this. I think people will come up with some really, really good answers here.
Get off the fence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I went Chase Utley because I really enjoy silence, and I know Chase Utley is a man of few words. And by the way, this isn't to give me more of an opportunity to talk. When I travel, that's why I travel all the time. When I travel with my family, overnight. They sleep, I drive. That's how I work. That's how I operate.
Well, why even go with anybody? Just go by yourself.
Well, because when I get to the destination, I enjoy company.
That you don't want talking.
Actually,
That makes sense.
That might not even be true.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Maybe Chase.
You're just alone.
You know what? Chase, not for nothing. Sorry, you're uninvited. It's
Yeah.
just going to be me.
Mark's going by himself.
Bob is with Allen Iverson. I want a camera in the car for that conversation. Just the two of yous.
Yeah.
We got Jamie Lynch has Boban Marjanovic.
I think that's the best one yet.
You're probably taking the cake there, my friend. And then Pat Egan. Did you decide?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Charlie Manuel.
I like it.
I think me and Charlie can get along together. You know, we can be really good friends.
All right, make sure you let Kyle Kendrick know that you passed over him. You jerk! I thought you loved him for a second there. All right, so Charlie Manuel's a great one though, there, Patrick. That's a great one there. 610-632-0975. When we come
Prep
back,
service told him that.
when we come back,
that's true.
We gotta let you hear this Wawa scuffle that happened. I put a little Philly touch on it. All right, because it happened in Florida at this Florida convenience store.
Yeah.
But, there's a Philly connection, so we put a little Philly on it. We'll just say that. Coming up at 9:30, we're going to talk to the guy that did the play-by-play. What's this man's name again?
Darian.
Darian. All right, Darian will join the show. I think he's got a future in play-by-play.
Oh, absolutely.
At least boxing. I know people. I can know people in the boxing circuit.
Or as a life coach. He was giving good advice.
He was kind of talking him through it.
And I like, you talk about bedside manner? Fam.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Everything was fam. We'll let you hear that when we come back. And also, we got to talk about something that started to pick up a little bit of steam about the Philadelphia 76ers and one of their latest acquisitions. We'll talk about that in a second here on 975 The Fanatic. But right now, let me tell you about First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. First Trust Bank, Philly's hometown bank, founded in South Philadelphia in 1934. Now they have 19 branches in the Philadelphia region. And you can also get Eagles checking from First Trust Bank. Right now, developed with the Eagles for the Eagles fan. Eagles Checking offers must-have debit cards with incredible benefits. The Silver Card can get you a new account bonus of 5,000 points, and you can earn 1 point per $4 with Visa debit purchases. Then the Black Card, a new account bonus of 10,000 points and 1 point per $3 with Visa debit purchases. That's Visa debit purchases. The Black Card is as over the top as Eagles fans themselves. Black Card, made of stainless steel, hefty enough to play offensive line or maybe even linebacker. The card offers discounts on Eagles merchandise, monthly Eagles giveaways, access to exclusive Eagles events and experiences, and so much more. Apply online at firsttrust.com/Eagles. That's firsttrust.com/Eagles, or directly in the Eagles app. First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Adding depth. I'm Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Sixers made a depth move yesterday, re-signing shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a one-year deal. Broekhoff originally signed with the Sixers before the team headed to the Orlando bubble, but ultimately chose to opt out. Philadelphia Union season is unfortunately over. The Union fell to the New England Revolution 2-0. Team enjoyed their most successful season, winning the Supporters' Shield as well as a bunch of individual honors. We'll continue to talk Eagles and Seahawks when Adam Schefter joins the morning show at 8 a.m. and with Dan Orlovsky when he joins the morning show at 9 a.m. Then later today, ESPN's Tim McManus will give a midweek report when he joins the Mike Missinelli show at 3:30. And for all you Sixers fans out there, new Sixers center Dwight Howard will be on at 5 p.m. This sports update was brought to you by NJ Diet. NJ Diet contractually guarantees you lose 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days, now offering live online video consultations. Call 855-5NJ-DIET or njdiet.com. Keep it on The Fanatic all day for updates and breaking news. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 975 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Thanksgiving is one of my favorite days of the year. I can't wait to eat way too much and watch football all day long. And thanks to FanDuel Sportsbook's partnership with Valley Forge Casino, it just makes the day even better because I can bet on all the action. If you've never bet on FanDuel before, now's the perfect time to give it a shot because they're giving new users a 25-1 odds boost on any football game on Thanksgiving Day. That means you could bet $5 and win $125. I'm like in Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving Day with a big game from their QB. Definitely going to be a high-scoring game against Baltimore, so take the over. Offers like these are just one of the reasons FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook app. I also love the exclusive promos and that they get me my winnings so fast. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Natalie so they know that I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Natalie.
21 plus, present in NJ or PA. New users only. Must wager on designated Boost Market. Deposit required. Max bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs.
After falling to the Los Angeles Lakers in the 1982 NBA Finals, the 76ers needed to find the right player to build the ultimate winning team. In September of 82, they acquired restricted free agent Moses Malone. They went on to rack up a 65-17 regular season record and followed that up with a 12-1 postseason record. Malone won the regular season and NBA Finals MVP award.
Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Adding a leader you need right when you need them. That's how sports teams get ahead and how your business can too. LinkedIn will match the right talent with your open roles fast. Post a job and you'll get great candidates with the right mix of skills, interest, and experience. So every hire you make is a win for your business. Go to linkedin.com/sports and get $50 off your first job post. That's linkedin.com/sports. Terms and conditions apply.
There's no place like home for the holidays or HomeDepot.com for holiday decor with great low prices on decorations inside and out, like artificial Christmas trees to light up the living room, outside lights and playful inflatables that bring joy to the neighborhood. Order online and you'll even get free delivery. Holiday decorating improved with a wide assortment of holiday decor from HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done. Free standard shipping on most online orders over $45. Some exclusions apply while supplies last.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Assurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Lately, we're doing a lot more at home, which means we're doing a lot less driving. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you only pay for the miles you drive. Drive less, save 50% with Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit Allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Includes a daily rate. Prices vary based on how you buy. Not applicable in California. Based on annual premium paid by Allstate Standard Auto customers versus Allstate pay-per-mile customers who drive an average of 4,000 miles a year. Savings vary subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates. Copyright 2020 Allstate Insurance Company.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Insurance, switch to insurance. They're saving me so much. They covered my car and bundled with my home. I feel so secure to say I love insurance.
Visit AAA.com/insurance for a quote on auto and home. Goodbye, insurance. Hello,
insurance.
Listen up. Fred Beans Ford is your work truck headquarters. Hundreds of work-ready vehicles like cargo, dump, plow, chassis, and more. We've got the work trucks you want at the prices you want, and our experienced staff will deliver them directly to you. For better savings on a better selection, get to the #1 volume dealer in PA. Work trucks are better at Beans in Doylestown, Mechanicsburg, Langhorne, and Westchester. Online at FredBeansTrucks.com. Based on 2019 Ford Truck Total Retail Sales Report.
CNBC's Shepard Smith.
The news cycle never stops. People get the news everywhere, on every device, all the time. But what's crucial is accuracy, in context and with perspective. In 1 hour, we will deliver what you need to know. I came to CNBC to report the news without bias, without opinion. It's my belief that the facts will win the day.
The facts, the truth, the news with Shepard Smith. Weeknight, 7 Eastern, CNBC.
DraftKings, it's America's top-rated sportsbook app, and it's giving all players the opportunity to cash in on an absolute no-brainer this Thanksgiving. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to double your money if either Baltimore or Pittsburgh score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. Doesn't get any easier than that. All it takes for you to double your money is one touchdown. All you have to do is opt into the promotion, place your bet, and then sit back and watch the ball enter the end zone. On top of that, DraftKings Sportsbook is offering all new players a deposit bonus up to $1,000. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code FANATIC when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. That's code FANATIC during sign-up for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only, in partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball.
And an alley-oop jam, Tobias Harris.
Flyers hockey.
They score! Couturier!
And Farzetta in the morning.
Completely freak out, man.
Plug in. 97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
7 o'clock hour is driven by AAA. Wherever the open road takes you, take AAA. Good hustle there, Pat Egan. Did a little photoshopping of us in the car with our travel mates, our travel partners.
Is that what he's been doing?
He's got you and AI.
He's a good worker.
I think he's got AI driving, to be honest.
All right.
Then he's got Chase Utley driving me.
AI in a suit. You don't see that very often.
No, yeah, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. And then Boban Marjanovic driving Jamie. And Charlie is doing the driving with Pat. Pat, don't you have to drive? You got to drive Charlie. That's, well, whatever.
Respect your elders, Pat. Always offer to drive.
In this segment, we're going to let you hear, we put a little Philly touch to the Wawa fight, the little rumble. And we're going to let you hear that a little bit later in the show, a little later in this segment. But one thing that started to make its rounds, and I honestly can't wait till the Sixers start up. And now we're looking at less than a month away from starting the season, December 22nd. Can't wait for that to happen. And this has started to make its rounds. When I heard Dwight Howard was coming here to Philadelphia, I thought, oh, that's going to be the guy that's going to come off the bench and give Joel Embiid the minutes off that he needs, and you won't miss that much of a beat. I'm for that. And then this started to make its rounds, and I think it was First Take that started this conversation with Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman about you having Dwight Howard in the starting lineup at the power forward position. That can't happen with Ben. Like, didn't we learn that? Like, don't get me wrong.
That was the dumbest lineup I've ever seen. Whoever made that lineup has never watched the Sixers, doesn't know basketball, and should stop what they're doing.
But see, that's where they have the influence because they're the mothership. They're ESPN.
I saw that and I went, that's stupid. Get it away from my eyeballs.
But then that's why I bring it up, to just shoot it the hell down.
God.
Well, you know where it comes from.
Where? What?
Well, we talked about it for maybe 30 seconds during the bubble. Is in the playoffs. At times, Los Angeles went big, and they started both Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard. Sure. And we all said, wow, isn't that weird?
Bully ball.
Like, bully ball didn't work in Philly, and now the team that's going to win the finals is pulling it off a little bit.
Right at the beginning of free agency, Woj did tweet out that there is kind of a shift in the big men mentality this year. Like, they were some of the first people to sign.
The big men, yeah.
You know, he was implying that the big man's coming back.
But that can't, you can do that on the Lakers where everyone can shoot. You can't do, except maybe Dwight Howard, except in the paint. But you can't do that on the Sixers where your primary ball handler, Ben Simmons, isn't shooting. Like, that's the exact problem you ran into with Al Horford. And Al Horford and Dwight Howard aren't the same person. I'd rather have Dwight Howard, ain't the question. But what I'm focusing in on, how many people are you going to have in the paint? How many people are going to, three of your starting five are most comfortable around the basket. That's not the spacing that you want. You can't have that. I think at times Ben goes out of the game, Joel goes out of the game, then you could have Dwight, and then you could have Ben Simmons on the floor at the same time. But you can't do the three guys that are rim dominant players. Put it that way. Three guys that are going to want to be in the paint. Ben Simmons is going to be wanting to drive into the paint. I thought we were going to try to solve this thing. So I only bring it up to highlight, Jamie, thank you, how dumb that would be to have Dwight Howard in the starting lineup. Oh, and by the way, this other thing, Tobias Harris has got to be the 4.
Yes.
I know he's going to be a 4-3, 3-4, whatever you want to call it.
He's best at playing the 4.
Right, and when he was playing predominantly with Doc Rivers, he was the 4. He was the starting power forward on that team. Though positionless basketball, we all know.
Yeah, but if you have
better in that spot.
If you have a 4 like him, that stretches the floor even more, and it makes Joel Embiid's life easier.
Exactly. So I really just want to push that aside. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bob,
that made me
right
cringe.
to do that.
It didn't make me cringe. I hear you. I understood where they were coming from, whatever. I don't think I would do it. if you have to look at it. Okay, if you do that, what happens? It means Joel Embiid plays outside. It means he becomes a perimeter player offensively. That's what that means. If other teams, as Jamie said, are looking to go big and maybe have a more inside presence offensively because they figured, wow, we've been trying to emulate this Golden State team from years ago, and we're just realizing now that you can't do that without two of the best shooters of all time on your team.
Yeah.
Then defensively, wow, that's pretty neat. You're not giving up any rebounds. That's for sure, certain. But no, I would experiment with it. I would look at it for half a minute
I know that
and
tone.
see what's what.
See, I knew when you started in
I know that tone. You sound like my dad.
I know that tone.
My God, I haven't had somebody say that to me in 30 years.
I mean, situationally, if
I know that tone, young man.
No, the tone. I know. Do you not know the Bob Cooney tone?
I don't give up on anything. I don't dismiss something without looking at it.
The tone is, just to be specific, the tone is, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can condone it.
I could look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I dismiss it without giving it a look.
I don't like that tone, Mr. Cooney.
I apologize.
Is your middle name Aloysius? What's your middle name?
That was my dad's middle name.
Dad's
yes,
middle
my
name.
dad was Thomas Aloysius Cooney. Yeah. And if either one of you can spell Aloysius, I will be.
Oh, no.
Aloucious.
Vicious.
Not even close. No.
Not even close?
There's an X in there, I believe.
Aloysius. Aloysius.
Aloysius.
Yeah, that's how I always remembered how to spell it when I was a kid. Aloysius.
For those that might have not seen it, it was Simmons, Green, Harris at the 3, Howard, Embiid.
It's horrible.
Are you trying to lose? No, I don't want to. The thing that came to mind when I saw that was shut your mouth. You're embarrassing yourself. That is not how the Sixers are going to put this together. And look, here's the thing.
One center on the floor at all times.
New rule.
Yeah.
One guy who plays the center position. Moving forward, that's the way we're gonna go about this.
I want to go smaller. I want Tobias at the 4, whoever at the 3, Shake and Ben in your backcourt, and your bench then is loaded up with Danny Green, potentially Seth Curry, Maxey, and let's go.
Yeah, I really look forward to seeing Seth Curry come off the bench.
Oh, I can't wait! Instant offense off the bench.
And
what?
I think Danny Green is going to be your starting 2. I feel like they're going to want to get a shooter on the floor immediately and look, I hope Shake can grow and all that. Coming off the bench as your but
Danny
guard.
can't create anymore.
You have a great creator at the 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, but I still need a ball handler at the 2. He's a turnover machine at this point in his career.
Mm-hmm. But
I need somebody with some handle.
I need a shooter.
Sure.
Well, your 3 could be your ball handler. I mean, if you go, I trust Matisse Thybulle. I think you can get more out of. Yeah, you can get more out of him offensively.
And then think about 3 of your 5 defensively. Matisse, Joel, and Ben are elite.
Yeah, what they're looking to do, what they're looking to do from what Maury and Doc have talked about.
Daryl's listening right now, so be careful.
Is just go. So, it's going to be a rebound, Ben's hands, everybody get where, run the floor. Now, Joel's not going to be able to do that, but Tobias can. Danny Green's going to just spot up, right? That's your guy that when he's out on a break just goes to a spot, spots up, gets the ball, shoots. So I think they're going to build it that way. If you do, Matisse Thybulle, athletically, I really, really like him out on the run.
I don't hate it. I don't hate the limit, but I just want to make sure that they have a shooter on the floor with that starting 5.
It's funny, though, if you don't go Dwight Howard in the starting lineup, we will agree with that.
Okay.
But it's funny how, I don't want to say small, but how much smaller the team seems because you're no longer out. Your 4 isn't Al Horford. Your 3 isn't Tobias Harris. So you're going from 6'11", 6'9", 6'10", to, 6'9", 6'5". It's and now your shooting guard is small, like 6'3" ish.
All right, so let me play in another fantasy world for a second here, okay? Ben Simmons comes into this season with a mid-range game. Is Dwight Howard going to be in your starting 5?
No, I don't think Dwight Howard's in your starting 5. I don't think that's Doc Rivers' style. And as I said just a minute ago, they want to run. You're not going to get out and run with 2 of your guys being Dwight Howard and Joel Embiid.
But does it put you more on the side of I could take a look at it?
I take a look at everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to take a look at Dwight Howard and Joel Embiid together in some instance, maybe it's not with a Ben Simmons. You're right. Maybe it's with a Shake Milton at the 1 and a shooter at the 2 and a shooter at the 3. There's probably instances where you can play those two together, and it might work for you.
Okay.
But as I said, I think this team wants to go, 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 go. They really want to push the ball. So having those two on the floor at the same time is the direct opposite of what you're saying.
We're getting
not you, them.
Yeah. The Twitter question we have today about your road trip partner. Pat Burrell is the only correct answer.
Strong.
That's according to All Day. Now, if you want some stories, I'm sure Pat Burrell would have some stories. And maybe Pat Burrell would turn out to be some of these people's fathers. We don't know.
And he'd tell you those stories in the third person. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. If you don't know, then there's no way for me to explain it on the radio and still adhere to FCC guidelines. Doug's telling me, Mark, if you don't want somebody to talk, travel with Gritty. Gritty's a bit of a wild card.
Strong.
A bit of a wild card.
That's not bad.
Yeah. He was up in your neck of the woods recently. You know, Peddler's Village.
Yeah,
they do the Halloween Thanksgiving scarecrow thing.
Yeah.
And there's a Gritty scarecrow. And the real Gritty went and stood near it, but pretended to be a scarecrow, and then would jump out at people. It was awesome.
I didn't see that. It's great.
Yeah, Gritty's a legend.
That's a great bit.
Yeah.
That's a great bit. It's where I grew up. I'm like, hey, we're gonna go to the Peddler's Village. I'm like, hey, enjoy yourself.
Rice's.
Oh, Rice. We talked about the
Rice's
Folkleys.
is the best.
Yeah, getting the Folkleys.
Oh, yeah.
The fake Oakleys of the mid 90s. Those were the times. But Anthony Gargano, somebody said I want to go with Anthony. You can go with Anthony. Let's see, Howie Roseman. So you can leave him on the side of the road. There you go.
The thing with Anthony is if you get in an airport or train situation,
yes,
I hope you don't get running late anxiety.
Yeah,
because he likes to push it to the last minute. And I'm somebody that likes to get to the airport relatively early. I'm not like an hour and a half early.
Right.
But, more than a half hour. If you get anxiety like I do when it comes to that, don't travel with Anthony.
Noted. Let's get to Matt in Hazleton. Matt, you're on 975 The Fanatic. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Mark. Thanks for taking my call of the show.
Oh, thanks, man.
First, just want to say happy that you and Jamie seem to be getting over and healthy from your guys' positive test. And,
thank you, brother.
You guys have been my prayers, absolutely.
Oh, that's so nice, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so I wanted to talk the Eagles and the Jalen Hurts thing a little bit. So I was initially definitely not for that, and I'm kind of like you. I don't think it's going to happen. But I do think that one thing we could say about Doug, if he would make the move, especially if we believe, like you guys pointed out, that he obviously can't be totally ready to play the playbook that Doug wants to run right now, that he's running with Carson. But at least he would simplify the game plan a little bit, maybe, and maybe pull out the Nicky Six playbook a little bit, and just give him a quick decision to make. And if it's not there, pull it down and run. And I feel like that, honestly, because Carson's just been so bad running this off that Doug's trying to run right now. I feel like you probably have a better chance to win than you do if you're trying to win. And trying to get Carson to sit back, like you said, and get that different perspective from not being in there and not continuing to just spiral out of control. Like, I think he needs that game to sit down. I think, like you said, you can still go back to him. It could be, hey, look, you just need to sit down and, think about things and get a different perspective. And, I'd be hopeful that maybe something would change there. But on the Eagles as a whole, I just don't see a sense of urgency at all. I don't see the team anymore playing like they say, playing hard for Doug. Right now, it just doesn't seem that way. I need to see George Costanza running down the third baseline, running over Bette Midler to win the game in the softball game, or Jerry when he steals the marble rye from the old lady. I need to see that. Or Kramer in the same episode as the Bette Midler, where he's searching for the mango Italian ice, I think it is. I need that sense of urgency, and I don't see it.
You're damn right. We need that Seinfeld sense of urgency on this squad, my friend. Matt, thanks for the call, man.
Thanks, Matt.
Who'd you say?
Road trip? Jimmy Rollins for sure.
That's not bad. That's good conversation.
Yeah, that's a great one, Matt. Thanks for the call, man.
He'd be racing against that GPS time.
Oh, I mean, how do you not?
Yeah.
That might have been a mistake by the GPS people.
Yeah.
To put a time on there. Because every time I see that, I go,
8:35.
Are you mocking me?
I'll be there at 8:25. Punk.
Yeah, it's like challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I was mentioning this before, and Jimmy Rollins is a great one.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
The Florida, I think it was Fort Lauderdale, Florida, convenience store rumble that people know as the Wawa fight, basically. I've dubbed this guy Wawa Rocky. That's kind of how I've gone about it. This is the Wawa Rocky. So this gentleman is going to join us at 9:30 today. If you haven't seen it, I tried to make it as radio friendly as possible. And Pat Egan apparently knows everybody in the world. Reaches out over the World Wide Web, gets a hold of this guy, and he books him for our show because that's the kind of hustle Pat Egan provides.
He's a hustler.
He's a hustler.
Yeah.
And here is a little Philly touch to it. This is, if you haven't heard it yet, if you haven't seen it, the two guys are fighting. The one guy that you'll hear is doing the play-by-play. The guy that's doing the play-by-play. Darian, thank you. He'll join us coming up at 9:30 today. But here's I put a little Philly touch on it to make it a little bit more radio-friendly. Here is 60 seconds of Wawa Rocky.
No, it's going down. Go ahead. Oh, what we wildin'? No, they wildin'. His ass out. I just want my sandwich. No. Go ahead.
Get away.
Yeah, Paul, move, bro. Move, Paul. Let them boys do what they gotta do.
At this point, the man's pants are
Take
down.
him to the sky. Up top chicken box. Bro, pull out your pants, man.
Chicken box.
Keep doing the stunt move.
I don't know. It sounds good.
Hey, wildin'. Y'all tired now. Y'all tired. Y'all boys get from the register so I can pay. Y'all boys just scoot over real quick. Y'all boys about to get past and just came from this right quick. You wildin', fam. Yeah, they tripping out here, ain't it?
Fam, everybody.
It's 2 in the morning. Just let go. That's all you gotta do, fam. I told him let me let go. If y'all wanted to end, y'all both just let go. Y'all both dap up. Call it quits. Y'all got a good one in. I like it. He ain't gonna do shit. Y'all boys just agree to not hit each other.
At this point, the alleged tramp stamp is out.
It don't look like it. Whoa, there it go.
I believe some penis punches are being thrown right now.
Yes.
You know this good footage. Ooh. Okay.
There would have been tasty cakes.
He said he ain't done.
Do what you gotta do, fam.
I like the
Yeah, you should, fam. Pull your pants up. It's still going. Yo, I'm trying to tell them it's done, fam, but they don't want to. You good. Get up out of there. 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 You gone. You gone. You gone. Police coming. You know that. You gone.
It's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
My favorite is when the guy runs out of the store. He almost damn near runs through the glass door like the Kool-Aid man.
He's like, you're drunk, man. You're drunk. You're drunk.
2 a.m. 2 a.m. That's not a good thing.
Do you want to know what I know? I want to know the most from Darian.
How it started?
What his sandwich order was.
Yeah, you got to go with the go. What's your go-to?
Well, it is gobbler season.
Oh.
I don't know if they party with the gobbler down south.
Maybe not. What?
It's Florida. There's no rules.
The chicken finger sandwiches, lovely item. You get a little buffalo chicken finger sandwich.
Definitely. Pretty solid.
I mean, turkey's my stand
Turkey
by.
and cheese with mayo, a little salt and pepper, oregano.
Curious
There it
where
is.
Darian was going with that sandwich order.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm in. I just know that I am in.
Did he get mac and cheese on the side? Because that would have been a smart move at 2 a.m.
When the ass made its appearance, did you think of maybe stop filming or did
No, you keep going.
Yeah, at that point you know you have gold.
Credit to him for not yelling World Star. I think that's a lazy narrative now.
That is big.
I myself tried to get in a Wawa fight last night. It was 1 a.m. and I was trying to throw hands at the guy, but he wasn't having it.
He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Give him a dirty look.
All right, before this goes any further, how was the elasticity?
Elasticity?
The elastic band in your pants. Was it solid? Was it
Loose.
holding up? Loose? You should have.
No, he was ready to roll.
You should have fought the guy. You should have fought.
I think it's a genius strategy by the guy. I mean, I don't want to fight a guy with his tail out. I don't want any part of that.
At their end.
Egan gets ready to get in a fight and just pulls the pants down.
That's right.
You want to go?
I just want to get my quesadilla and get out of there. All right, my friend? 610-632-0975. We will talk Darian. We will talk to Darian coming up at 9:30 today. He's the play-by-play man. 8 o'clock today, we'll talk to Adam Schefter, so that's coming up in 40 minutes. 9 o'clock today, we'll talk to our friend Dan Orlovsky. Also, a little bit later in this show, we're going to get into Doug Peterson on a game show. What that might sound like. We'll get to that. We got Mike and Delran coming up as well. Open lines after that, 610-632-0975. And how about Window Nation, ladies and gentlemen? Window Nation, they know that you're probably going to be spending a lot more time at home these days, especially throughout the winter. And by sticking with Window Nation throughout these uncertain times, they've been able to keep their family of employees busy throughout the uncertain times. And they want to offer Philadelphia right now as a thank you, free windows. Right now, you can get 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. There's no limit. Plus, get a whole house of windows installed for as low as $75 a month. Think about that. For around $2 a day, cheaper than a cup of coffee, you can have an entire house of new Window Nation windows. November is here. Temperatures have dropped. And if you're feeling cool in your home, Well, how about protecting your number one investment, your home, and keep your family comfortable and save thousands on energy bills this winter with new energy-efficient Window Nation windows. Call 866-90Nation today. Get 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. A whole house of windows for under around $2 a day, as a matter of fact. Save thousands. Visit windownation.com or call 866-90Nation. Tell them Mark Farzetta sent you and schedule an in-home estimate or a virtual quote today.
Fanatic Sports Update.
The end. I'm Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by BetRivers.com. Bet on Philly's hometown sportsbook all football season long at BetRivers.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. God bless you, Jamie. The Philadelphia Union season is over. The Union fell to the New England Revolution 2-0. Team enjoyed their most successful season this year, winning the Supporters' Shield as well as a bunch of individual honors. The Sixers also made a depth move yesterday. They re-signed shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a 1-year deal. Broekhoff originally signed with the Sixers before the team headed to the Orlando bubble. He ultimately chose to opt out. They ultimately choose to sign him back. We'll continue to talk Eagles and Seahawks when Adam Schefter joins the morning show at 8 a.m. and Dan Orlovsky when he joins the morning show at 9 a.m. Then later today, ESPN's Tim McManus will give a midweek Eagles report when he joins the Mike Missinelli show at 3:30. And for all you Sixers fans out there, new Sixers center Dwight Howard will be on the Mike Missinelli show today at 5 p.m. This sports update was brought to you by Ford. It's time for the Ford Built for the Holiday sales event. Perfect time to get their best deals on their full line of F-Series trucks. Make some joy of your own and check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get to your local Ford store today. Keep it on the Fanatic all day for updates and breaking news. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 975 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch
on 97.5 The Fanatic. Check out ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter every Wednesday at 8 a.m. with Farzetta in the morning, presented by DraftKings.
I think we're going to have the most unpredictable NFL season we've ever had, and everyone is unpredictable.
Schefter, Wednesdays at 8 a.m. only on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
At Wawa, you're already a regular. Now it's time you got rewarded for it. So sign up for Wawa Rewards and get a free coffee every Tuesday through December on the Wawa app.
But why Tuesday?
Because they're not Mondays.
And why December?
Because how better to end the year?
And why the Wawa app?
Why so many questions? It's free coffee. Free Coffee Tuesdays. A thank you for our Wawa Rewards members. Gotta have a Wawa. Hot turkey is back at Wawa, piled high with turkey, stuffing, gravy, and cranberry sauce. Sure, you could get these flavors from a traditional holiday dinner, but that's only one meal on one day. And we both know that's not enough. That's why the Gobbler is the handheld holiday feast that's here just for you right now. Try it with ingredients like mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, and garlic aioli on a hoagie or in a bowl for a limited time. Gotta have a Wawa.
Hey, it's Ant. Listen, being overweight might not be your fault. You just may have hormone imbalances. To lose that fat, NJ Diet uses hair and saliva samples along with their bioenergetic scans to personalize natural solutions and supplements that will balance your hormones, where the side effect is weight loss. With NJ Diet, you will shed a contractually guaranteed 20 to 40 plus pounds in only 40 days. Then NJ Diet utilizes DNA testing to determine your ideal diet, workout regimen, specific needs for essential vitamins, plus many more metabolic factors so you can keep it off. NJ Diet, all natural, no shots, no hormones, no surgery. Full supervision is provided every step of the way, and you even get the doctor's personal email and phone number. NJ Diet's available worldwide with live online video consultations, or you can go to one of their locations close by in Cherry Hill or Princeton. Call them now, 855-5NJ-DIET, 855-5NJ-DIET, or go to njdiet.com to lose the weight for good. That's njdiet.com.
Dell Technologies just announced their Black Friday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors. Plus, there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SB Black Friday.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Lately, we're doing a lot more at home, which means we're doing a lot less driving. With pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate, you only pay for the miles you drive. Drive less, save 50% with Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Includes a daily rate. Prices vary based on how you buy. Not applicable in California. Based on annual premium paid by Allstate Standard Auto customers versus Allstate pay-per-mile customers who drive an average of 4,000 miles a year. Savings vary subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates. Copyright 2020 Allstate Insurance Company.
There's no place like home for the holidays or HomeDepot.com for holiday decor with great low prices on decorations inside and out, like artificial Christmas trees to light up the living room, outside lights and playful inflatables that bring joy to the neighborhood. Order online and you'll even get free delivery. Holiday decorating improved with a wide assortment of holiday decor from HomeDepot.com. How doers get more done. Free standard shipping on most online orders over $45. Some exclusions apply while supplies last.
If you find yourself in the market for a car like I did, head to North Penn Volkswagen on Route 309 in Colmar. North Penn Volkswagen in Colmar was a breeze to get to, right off Route 309 Bethlehem Pike. And right now, there's never been a better time to buy a new Volkswagen with great lease deals and 0% financing for 72 months on most new vehicles. Go to northpennvw.com for more info and to check out North Penn Volkswagen. The right experience, the right choice.
Checking accounts should be made easy, with no stress about monthly fees or meeting requirements. At Citadel Credit Union, our free checking account is designed to be worry-free, with no minimum balance and no monthly fees. Plus, it's easy to deposit checks right from your phone, and you can receive instant account alerts to stay updated. So stop worrying about fees each month and enjoy the ease of Citadel's free checking account. Open online at citadelbanking.com/madeeasy. Citadel Credit Union, building strength together. Federally insured by NCUA.
I don't need just good health coverage. I need better and better. Reliable coverage I can count on? Better. Low premiums, deductibles, and copays? Better yet. And I can get help paying for it? So much better. For health coverage that keeps my budget healthy, it's Ambetter. No contest.
Ambetter from PA Health and Wellness. Affordable coverage, valuable benefits. Now that's better. Visit betterispa.com or call. This is a solicitation for insurance.
Now, more of Farzetta in the morning
With Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch.
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, Mark Farzetta here for Parks Casino and Sportsbook, my casino and sportsbook of choice. Do what I do and use the Parks Sportsbook app to get in on all the action surrounding the sports scene. How about some college basketball starting up today? Among the over 40 games, Villanova, number 3 overall, is a 9.5-point favorite versus Boston College. And also 3 pro football games on Thanksgiving as per usual. Looking at the black and gold right now, 5-point favorites hosting Balmer tomorrow in obviously in Pittsburgh. So looking at that game, 45 points is the over-under. Houston, 3-point favorite at Detroit. Dallas, 3-point favorite hosting Washington. Saturday college football locally, Temple 36.5-point home underdogs against Cincinnati. Do what I do. Bet with the hometown team, Parks Casino and Sportsbook. If you're looking ahead to Monday Night Football, Battle of the Birds situation, you got Seattle, you got Philadelphia. Philly, 5.5-point home underdogs to Seattle. Get involved. Parks Casino Sportsbook and the Parks Casino Sportsbook app. Also take advantage of instant betting going on right now at Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, coming up in this segment, we're going to hear once again from Sal Paolantonio. We're also going to hear from Kurt Warner on what they would do with Carson Wentz going forward. Sal Pal with a bit of a piping hot take. Piping.
Yeah, a little
hot
bit.
Take, just a little bit. Coming up 8 o'clock, we'll talk to our friend Adam Schefter of ESPN. Let's get to our friend Mike and Delran. You're on 975 The Fanatic. What's up, Mike?
What's up, guys? Happy Jamie Day.
Thanks, buddy. Happy Jamie Day.
I'm never going to let that go away.
No, none of us is.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
So yesterday I get home from work and my wife goes, I heard you had a Danny Tanner moment on the radio yesterday. And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, I heard, you had to get a little talking to, but then I heard you proceeded to tell everybody you took drugs to school. She goes, what the hell's wrong with you? I was like, yeah, I got nothing for you.
We are helping marriages across the Delaware Valley. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, no doubt. So how come I don't hear as many people tell me or talk about how they want Jason Peters to get a game off, or all the corners to get a game off, or Or, it's always Carson Wentz, baby. He needs to get a game off. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you right now. Jalen Hurts will get destroyed, and he probably will get hurt if you put that kid out there. You can't do it. Just let it ride. Let Carson Wentz either continue to struggle or figure it out. Everyone's willing to give this season up anyway. Just let it go.
See, I don't disagree necessarily because I just think they're a lost cause. But if you're Doug Peterson or even Howie Roseman, don't you have to try to exhaust every resource?
I mean,
you can still, I hate the idea of saying this, but if you're one of them, you have to understand that you have to think of it as you can still make the playoffs because they can still make the playoffs. And if you're a player, a coach, front office exec, you want to get into the tournament, as they say, where anything can happen. But in order to do that, they need a drastic change. So Doug Peterson gives it the play calling, Carson Wentz gets sacked. Which one of those do you think is more likely to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it'll probably be Carson Wentz getting sacked. But, I mean, the kid's played, 15 plays? He's got, 8 yards?
Yeah, hey, believe me, I know. Hey, Carson Wentz played 0 NFL snaps before he was named the starting quarterback. I understand second overall pick versus a second-round pick. But still, no NFL experience when he started.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, I'm more excited about the Sixers. I listened to Daryl Morey on Monday.
Yeah.
And when he got on, it was right after me and Ant kind of had it out a little bit about my feelings about everybody complaining. And Daryl Morey goes, "Didn't you guys just win a Super Bowl?" It's one thing to hear from an outsider, right, to come in like, "How did this guy get you to the playoffs? Did he just win a Super Bowl, man? I'm going to love it here," he said, or something like that. And listen, if I'm on a road trip, I got in kind of late, so I'm not sure of the parameters of this road trip, where I'm going or what I'm doing.
Whatever you want.
Anything you want with anyone ever from the Philadelphia sports scene.
Taking Lenny Dykstra.
That's the last on my list, Mike.
Because I want a train wreck.
Yeah.
I want to have something that I can talk about for years after. See, this one time Lenny was at a gas station stop, and whatever comes after that's going to be hilarious.
Well, you might have to bring whatever you brought to school, to be honest with you, to tolerate that trip, my friend.
That's another reason why I'm bringing Lenny with me. Listen, you guys have a safe, happy Thanksgiving, man. Go Birds.
You too, buddy. Thanks, Mike.
Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, Lenny would probably be my last pick.
Yeah, I'm not taking that. I want to enjoy the trip, not have to worry about the person you're with.
I almost went on a road trip with Lenny Dykstra. I'm not kidding. He was doing an event locally that I was involved in organizing, and he got a flight into Newark, I believe it was, in Jersey, North Jersey, and they said, we need to arrive. We need to get him into Philadelphia almost immediately, and it's too late to book a car service or whatever. So I was like, I'll just go up and get him and drive him down. And last minute, I think he ended up having a relative drive him down or whatever it was. But it was like I was 2 hours away from about to go on the trip.
When was this?
Drive down.
Not playing days, I guess.
No. This was about 5 years ago.
Oh, so he was mired in the middle of all his crap.
It was post.
I think it was Sprinkles the Clown that drove him down.
Yes, it was.
It was post housekeeper fiasco.
Okay.
Where it was contracted that the housekeeper that he hired had to perform certain acts that would be considered as lewd.
It was in his extreme scumbag days.
And whose house did he? Was it Gretzky's old house that he bought?
I believe it was. He bought Wayne Gretzky's old house. Yeah, so that's fine.
Yeah, Lenny's fallen on some tough times.
I think he brought some of those upon himself.
Pretty much all of them.
But anyway, so Lenny Dykstra would be Mike and Del Rance. We'll run through some other ones coming up in a minute. But I do want to get back to this because, look, I understand that you could say that about almost everybody on the football team. How come this person isn't getting benched? How come that person isn't getting benched? Like the two people that wouldn't be benched, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Jason Kelsey. Like thinking about maybe a couple of other names here. And Alex Singleton and Darius Slay. Yeah, those are like the names that are like the non-bench list right now.
And Josh Sweat. I think he's playing really well.
Here's what has bothered me about Josh Sweat and Jim Schwartz. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but I just can't get it out of my head. Josh Sweat in the backfield, running the opposite direction, stopping, and Baker Mayfield just taking the football and running the other way.
Yeah, he chased the running back who didn't have the ball.
It was a bad thing, and then he stopped.
Yeah.
And he goes, he doesn't have the football. And it was like, well, where is the football then? It's behind you. It's like watching a scary movie. The murderer's behind you. So anyway, Jim Schwartz called him out yesterday and just said what a great job he's doing this year. And I was like, after a really bad look, I don't want to hear that. I know he's been playing well, and I've mentioned that as well. But Jim Schwartz has to do a better job of putting him in a better position to make a play or two. But when you look at everything, and he was in a position in that particular play to make a play and didn't, unfortunately. But you could talk about benching all these people. It all comes down to the quarterback, though. It comes down to coaching. I get it. But as far as benching, I think it's more likely that the Eagles ask Carson Wentz to sit out a series or two, or maybe the remainder of a game if he's struggling again. I think it's more likely for that to happen than, unfortunately, Doug Peterson to give up the play calling. If you're a coach, aren't you supposed to be the sacrificial lamb at all times? Did you learn that from Andy Reid?
You're supposed to do whatever's best for the team.
Yeah. And if you ain't it, step aside for a second.
Yeah, but what comes with a coach is a heavy ego, as we all know. Now, Nagy did it in Chicago. He took play calling away from himself, and everybody lauded him. That's a true leader. He saw it wasn't getting done, so he was a true leader and said, I'm going to give it to somebody else.
Right.
It's a tough thing to do. I mean, and especially in this city, because what do? We say that Doug Peterson constantly has his play in the play, or his head in the play chart. Okay, well, if he's not doing that, it really does become, what do you do here? Like, now all of a sudden he's going to, talk to Carson on when the defense is on the field all the time?
First he's going to introduce himself, and then he's going to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You never see those conversations.
I mean, we have to admit, there's two head coaches here. He has nothing to do with the defense.
No.
That's all Jim Schwartz. So he takes play calling away from himself. Is he now play designing? Because as Orlovsky has pointed out over and over again, the designs are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is Doug exactly would be doing here. Should he take away the play calling from himself?
Well, you know what? Make it simple then. Let's do what we always talk about here. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, we've talked about that with Dan Orlovsky before. Keep it simple, stupid. Right now, you got to do that with the Eagles. If you're Doug Peterson, you know what? Let me make this as simple as I can on myself, and let me make it as easy as I can on Carson Wentz. Let me push this over to Rich Scangarello. You call the plays. I'll work with Carson. Like right now, not for nothing. And I feel like we always say this little disclaimer with Press Taylor every time we mention his name. We don't know anything that he does, really. We just know that he, for whatever reason, has the quarterback's ear more than anybody. I'd rather have a former NFL quarterback, albeit Doug Peterson, in the ear of a current NFL quarterback. I'd rather have that guy. Maybe being there, trying to nurse him along as the season goes on and as his career goes on. So, Doug, we've mentioned it before, has been buried in that play chart his entire career here in Philadelphia, doesn't have the help that he had previously to try to coach up his quarterback and try to help him out. Maybe this is the way he can actually do that. Maybe he can get back to being more of a coach and a leader and less of a play caller. Because the play calling thing seems to be the one that is just leaving the most to be desired throughout this season in particular.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many avenues to really take a glance at this from. If he does that and Carson doesn't improve, now it's like, all right, Doug, what your play calling sucked. You can't turn around your quarterback. What, it puts him in a weird situation. If he takes away the play calling from himself, it really puts an eye on what do you do here. And I don't want to say God forbid Carson improves, because that's what we all want, and Doug Peterson included. But if he does take that away and the team does play better, sorry, if I'm an outsider looking in, if I'm a higher up, what is Doug Peterson doing to make this team better? We got better when he took something away from himself.
Yeah, right.
That's a scary situation.
It's a tough task he has.
It absolutely is.
So he's simplifying. Like, I don't view it. He's coaching. His his head should be in the momentum and flow of the game and not in the play chart.
What was he saying? The coach's job is to do for the best of the team, right?
Yeah.
The coach's
clear
job,
his mind.
Put his guys in the best position. Always throw himself under the bus before anybody else. Well, before you bench anybody, aren't you the guy looking at yourself with your own self-evaluation and thinking, yeah, I don't think I should call plays anymore. I'm going to give that to somebody else. I'm going to see if that works rather than trying to because ultimately you're going to embarrass your starting quarterback. If I'm the head coach of that football team, I'm saying before I call anybody else out, talk about sending the wrong message, as he said after the game in Cleveland. I don't want to send the wrong message. Okay, well then send the right message. Say I have been more of a problem than anybody else. Let me try another solution before I blame someone else. That would be you want to talk about a leader of men, and that's what I have given Doug Peterson the most credit for of anybody ever. When you talk about what you can give him credit for, which is being a leader, that would be the most leader virtue, the most leader aspect of him, saying, you know what, maybe I've been the problem. Let me step aside. Somebody else run this offense. Somebody else call these plays. I'll just concentrate on coaching up my quarterback.
Okay, well then he better do that a hell of a good way, because if you're Doug Peterson and you take away the one thing that you're known for this team and things start to get better, you really got to worry about, they're going to think of, why am I even here?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that I exactly do here?
Yeah.
Because I make the hard decisions that need to be made.
I made the hard decision. Go for it on 2-point conversions.
He doesn't make those decisions, though.
What, do the math guys do?
You heard him say it.
Yeah,
They said it. He doesn't make those decisions. He didn't make Philly.
They're doing that under his directive.
Well,
he knows that the analytics back him up and his want to have big balls.
Well, I think what's happening is the analytics guys are telling him the situation, then he's deciding whether or not they do it.
And they're doing that because he instructed them to.
And I think the perfect example of that is the second 2-point conversion in the game before the Browns game against the was it the Giants? I think it was. When you have a game like that and they tell you, hey, it's basically the same winning percentage-wise, win probability-wise, if you go for 2 or if you kick the extra point. And it's like, oh, it's the same? I'll go for it. I think that's the decision made by Doug Peterson after he's giving the information from upstairs. But when you listen to everything else surrounding Doug Peterson, it's like, hold on, are you the guy that's going to be taking blame here, or are you going to pass the buck? Because here's what needs to happen. Jeffrey Lurie or Howie Roseman need to approach Doug and say something needs to change. If you're the head coach with that power, then make something change. You need to change something on this football team.
Then why does he have to be told?
Well, I mean, sometimes people don't know when to go out of their own way.
I know. Well, that's what we're seeing here. That's what I'm saying. We're 10 games in, and he hasn't changed a damn thing.
So that's why you need somebody else to go in and be like,
well,
hey,
that's
Doug.
a problem.
Well,
But whatever. I'm regressing. I hear you.
But we always say that about any coach taking over the Cleveland Browns. I'm the guy that can turn it around.
Right. It's an ego thing. Sure.
They got ginormous egos. So that's where Howie Roseman or Jeffrey Lurie, somebody over him, needs to come in and say, Doug, look, I know we got injuries. I know that we have a quarterback that's been sacked more than anybody in the NFL. I know you're dealing with some younger wide receivers. I know that the defense has been spotty this season. I know all that. But something needs to change. So is it going to be putting Carson on the bench for a little bit here? Or is it going to be you giving up play calling? You tell me what message you want to send to this football team. That's what needs to happen at this point.
And then Doug says, all right, let's bench Carson. And they say, no. Try again.
No, but in all honesty, in all honesty, if you're
it's just like your bit yesterday. Wrong answer. Try again, Doug.
That was what bit? That was a real game show.
Oh, I know it was. Yes.
But no, if you're Jeffrey Lurie, that's what needs to happen at this point, because the change isn't coming from the sidelines anymore. There needs to be an intervention. There needs to be pulling him aside. Doug walks into a room. It's Jeffrey Lurie. It's Howie Roseman. It's a candle lit, and they're reading messages of admiration and what they want to see corrected to Doug Peterson. That's what needs to happen at this point. And Doug, if he is that leader of men that I would give him credit to be, he needs to know to remove himself from the situation as best he can and say, hey, you know what? Let's try something else as far as play calling goes. I'll concentrate on actual coaching during practice. He'll still be a part of the game plan and scheming and all that. But as far as day of play calling, that's got to be somebody else's voice at that point. And it can't be Press Taylor. It's got to be somebody else.
I wonder how much of a voice, and I'm asking this honestly, and I want your guys' opinion. How much of a voice do you think Doug Peterson has now in Carson Wentz? I know that's Press Taylor's job. I know, but he is the head coach, and he is a former NFL coach, and he is the play caller. And when you if you're going to tie together two people for this organization, it's got to be Doug Peterson and Carson Wentz. How much of a say or how much coaching do you think goes on with him and Carson Wentz right now?
I would say of the 100% of people that talk to him, Doug probably has 20% of that.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm guessing, but I would guess higher.
You'd guess higher than that?
Yeah.
That's bad then. That's even more on Doug. That's awful.
Well, I mean, if you're tying together, seriously, Carson Wentz with anybody, if you're an outsider looking in or whatever it may be, it's got to be to Doug Peterson. It's got to be to the former NFL quarterback. It's got to be to the guy that has said from the beginning, he's our guy and this and that. You have to tie the two of them together. So if he's only coaching them partial timing, that's not good, the result that we're getting.
All right, here's why this is a conversation again today. This is our friend Sal Palantonio with Mike Missinelli yesterday, and he was talking about what he would do with Jalen Hurts for this Monday night's game against the Seahawks prime time. Listen to this.
Monday night, I would start Hurts on national TV. Yes, I'm saying it. It would send the most powerful message that you possibly can. I would get him ready. You've got an extra day. and I would start him, and I would play him.
Jalen Hurts starts the game, prime time, Monday Night Football against the team Carson can't get off his back, the Seattle Seahawks. That is not the move I would make. I'm calling for change. That might be too drastic of a change. The change first, number one, order of change, Doug Peterson gives the play calling. Number two, the time has already passed to bench Carson Wentz. I would have taken him out of the game against the Cleveland Browns and just have him watch somebody else play the position to see over an extended period, see for more than one play what Jalen Hurts can do on a football field. And maybe that's enough of a shakeup to Carson Wentz. But the number one thing that needs to happen is you need to stop calling the plays because you're the guy that is admitting time and time again that you need to design more rollouts for Carson Wentz to be at his best, to put him in that best position to win, and you're not doing it. You've told me what you want to do to make the team better, and then you don't do it. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Step aside. You already played yourself there, Doug. Get out of the way.
Yeah, and the way Sal said that, it just lays everything at the feet of Carson Wentz. All right, you'll teach him the ultimate lesson. Oh, okay, that makes me believe, and Sal probably knows, that Carson Wentz isn't listening, or Carson Wentz isn't doing what he's supposed to, or Carson Wentz, like somebody else said, isn't practicing as hard as he should be or has bad practice habit. All of that saying he needs to learn a lesson, that would be the ultimate lesson. You don't teach lessons to people that are... Obviously, he's not playing well. Mm-hmm. It's not teaching a lesson of this will teach you how to play better by not playing. There's something more to that. This is a psychological thing that's going on. With Sal's word, it makes me think there's a lot more going on with Carson Wentz than just the badness we're seeing on the field.
Yeah, I'd like the behind-the-scenes tour. I really would. Now let's hear from another quarterback. This is Kurt Warner yesterday with John Clark. We played this a little earlier. Want people to hear again. This is a guy that played in the league, MVP, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, Kurt Warner. Played in 3 Super Bowls in his career. This is him talking about the behind-the-scenes goings-on, about what happens when you take out the franchise quarterback. Listen to this.
I don't think there's anything wrong if Carson is struggling in a game to pull him out, put him on the sidelines, get that pressure off him, put in another guy, put in Jalen Hurts or whoever that is, but you have to be ready for what comes with that. And I think most coaches are afraid of what comes with that if the backup goes in and plays well.
So you're
now what?
Now what? Your quarterback's playing well. Hooray for Hollywood. Your quarterback's playing well. Deal with the questions afterwards. If Jalen Hurts plays well and just balls out, and he's great, man, you can't take him out for the next game. That can't happen. So what's the problem? You have a quarterback there that's a malcontent who's already going to be paid? No. If he wants to be great again, go out there and be great again. If he wants to just sit there and sulk, then guess what? You made a horrible error. So you kind of know what you have at that point. And by the way, this is another thing I was thinking about. When you watch some of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and this is the only vote of confidence I'll give Jalen Hurts, other than we don't know what he is, and the fact he's a second-round pick. If you watch some of the quarterbacks in the NFL right now, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, even Aaron Rodgers to a point, Kyler Murray. If you watch some of these younger quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, do you think Jalen Hurts fits that mold more than Carson Wentz in terms of playing style and ability? Like right now, we don't know what he is at the NFL level, and at college he had to transfer to be a starter again. But when you talk about athleticism and you talk about the way the modern best quarterbacks are playing, Jalen Hurts reminds me a little bit more of the Russell Wilson type players and the Deshaun Watson type players, even the Aaron Rodgers type players, those types of guys that can make a play anywhere on the football field. Like that athleticism lends itself more to a guy like Jalen Hurts than it does Carson Wentz.
Oh, yeah, the style of play absolutely does. The problem, I guess, is can Doug Peterson change a whole game plan to fit that in a week's notice? If Sal gets his wish, okay, well then no longer do you have a pocket quarterback. So all those plays, which out of the 41 dropbacks, 40 of them were sitting in a pocket and throwing the ball. They all have to, not all, but most of them have to be wiped out, right? Yeah. If you're going to take advantage of Jalen Hurts' athleticism, it isn't a pocket quarterback. Well, you're going to have to put in some different things, stuff that you haven't probably run all year, rollouts, maybe some pitches, all of that kind of stuff. Is it feasible to do in 1 week? I don't know. And especially, as we talked about before, with no TAs, with no training camp, with limited practices, with the team doing all virtual a couple weeks ago, I just don't know if it's feasible, to be honest.
Well, the other thing is that, and Doug Peterson took a little bit of heat for this just because when he was asked about Jalen Hurts and how much of the playbook he knows anybody as much as anybody should that could play on Sunday. So you're supposed to know the whole playbook. I get full training camp didn't really happen. Everything was rushed this offseason. It wasn't the virtual tours that you got and all that. But when you think about everything with him, with Jalen Hurts, does he know the playbook well enough yet?
Exactly.
And Doug didn't come out and say, oh, he's great. He knows everything's brilliant, all that stuff. He didn't come out and say that, and I think some people hot-taked that a little bit. Like, oh, Jalen Hurts doesn't know the playbook. But until we see him out there for more than 2 plays, we don't know if he knows the playbook or not.
Well, yeah.
I'm willing to see it. I don't think it starts Monday night.
No.
I don't think you start Jalen Hurts Monday night. I think it could start Monday night in terms of late in the game, Carson Wentz playing terrible. That would be a message at any point in that game to bench Carson, but I don't think you do that going into the game.
I'll make that prediction.
What's that?
That Jalen Hurts gets at least, and if not more than one series with this team on Monday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to our friend Adam Schefter of ESPN about what's going to go on with that Pittsburgh Steelers-Baltimore Ravens game on Thanksgiving night. COVID tests with the Ravens. We'll get to that. And also, Rich Scangarello. Adam Schefter has a background in Denver. Rick Scangarello was there for a year. We're going to go over those notes with Adam Schefter and what exactly Rich Scangarello, why he was brought here to this offense and what he could be doing more for this offense. Time of the Fanatic is 7:52.
DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is giving all players the opportunity to cash in on an absolute no-brainer this Thanksgiving. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to double your money if either Baltimore or Pittsburgh score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. All it takes for you to double your money is one touchdown. All you have to do is opt into the promotion, place your bet, and then sit back and watch the ball enter the end zone. On top of that, DraftKings Sportsbook is offering all new players a deposit bonus up to $1,000. What a great time to play. Or start your account. Thanksgiving Day, 3 games, sit back, belly full of turkey, and make some bets. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code FANATIC when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. That's code FANATIC during sign-up for a limited time, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only. In partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Adding depth, I'm Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by Lowe's. Don't miss Lowe's Pro-Vember event now through November 25th. They have deals on brands like DeWalt, Spider, Metabo, HPT, plus events you won't want to miss. Lowe's, the new home for pros. Sixers have added a shooter yesterday, re-signing Ryan Broekhoff to a 1-year deal. Broekhoff originally signed with the Sixers before the team headed to the Orlando bubble last year, but ultimately he chose to opt out. The Sixers ultimately chose to bring him back. The Philadelphia Union season is unfortunately over. The Union fell to the New England Revolution last night 2-0. Team enjoyed their most successful season, winning the Supporters' Shield as well as a ton of individual awards. We'll continue to talk Eagles and Seahawks when Adam Schefter joins the morning show next at 8 a.m. And then later today, Dan Orlovsky joins the morning show at 9 a.m. Also, ESPN's Tim McManus will give a midweek report when he joins the Mike Missinelli Show at 3:30. And for all you Sixers fans out there, new center Dwight Howard will be on the Mike Missinelli Show today at 5 p.m. This sports update was brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit PAWorkinjury.com. Keep it on the Fanatic all day for updates and breaking news. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 975 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Welcome to big savings on the internet and mobile you need to stay connected this holiday season during the Xfinity Black Friday sales event. Welcome to fast, reliable internet and mobile with nationwide 5G on the most reliable network. Welcome to your winter wonderland of web surfing, video gaming, family connecting Black Friday awesome. Because now, for a limited time, you can get Xfinity internet for only $39.99 a month for 12 months with no term contract required. Plus, ask how to get a $200 prepaid card when you add Xfinity Mobile. Don't miss out on these incredible Black Friday savings. Hurry, the Xfinity Black Friday sales event ends on December 7th. So visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Internet offer requires paperless billing and autopay. Restrictions apply. New Performance Pro Internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Based on root metrics by IHS Markit's Root Score reports 2H 2020 of 4 mobile networks.
Thanksgiving is one of my favorite days of the year. I can't wait to eat too much and watch football all day long. My wife loves it. Thanks to FanDuel Sportsbook partnership with Valley Forge Casino, it just makes the day even better because I can bet on all the action. If you've never bet on FanDuel before, now is the perfect time to give it a shot because they're giving new users 25-1 odds boost on any football game Thanksgiving Day. That means you can bet $5 and win $125 on any of the 3 games. And you know what? I'm leaning toward Pittsburgh. I know it's another divisional matchup, but Baltimore is a mess this season. So I love Pittsburgh to cover the 3 points. FanDuel, it's America's #1 sportsbook app. I love all the exclusive promos, and they get me my winnings so fast. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code FANATIC so they know that I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code FANATIC.
21 plus, present in NJ or PA. New users only. Must wager on designated boost market. Deposit required. Max bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's your apartment speaking, and I need some favors. When you're singing in the shower, just try going up a key. You're trying to be an alto when really you're a soprano. Oh, and if you could bundle your renters and car insurance with Geico, it's easy to do online and we could save money. And then when you read your murder mysteries at night, could you read out loud, but skip the murder parts because I get scared.
Geico. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com today.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best networks. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Dear, it's 1908. Don't you think we should get electricity?
And stop using candles to see at night.
It's just electricity lights up the room fast. It's more reliable than candles blowing out, and people seem to love it nationwide.
Well, candles are...
Dear, did you just run into the wall?
Nope. May I have a new candle, please?
Historically, switching to new technology is a no-brainer. Today, it's AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure, and nationwide. Switch to AT&T 5G. It's not complicated. 5G requires compatible plan. May not be in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Try Vicks VapoCool Drops in Honey Lemon Chill for a fast-acting relief of honey lemon. Not to mention a soothing chill. So remember, Vicks VapoCool Drops are honey lemon and honey lemon. Honey lemon. Yeah, honey lemon chill. Get fast-acting relief with Vicks VapoCool Drops in Honey Lemon Chill. Use as directed.
UPS is hiring now. A job at UPS means doing essential work, earning good money, and taking pride in what you do. You'll enjoy a great job now and have opportunities to grow beyond this season. Earn now on our warehouse team or pairing up with a driver to help deliver or even making deliveries in your own car. Jobs pay up to $21 per hour to start. If you're looking for a job now that will help you meet your goals, join Team UPS. Apply now at upsjobs.com/seasonal. That's upsjobs.com/seasonal.
HVAC technicians know you can be sure of accuracy with industry-leading Testo instruments. But did you know Testo is also a leader in test equipment for indoor air quality and thermal imaging? Headquartered here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, Testo has provided accurate results around the world for more than 60 years. If it can be measured, Testo can test it. For Testo's complete line of thermal imagers, infrared thermometers, indoor air quality instruments, and more, visit Testo.com. Testo. Be sure.
Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at Geico.com. Easy.
What's up, Philly? Number 62, Jason Kelsey here for my boys at Vidian Chevrolet of Phoenixville. Shop VidianChevrolet.com 24/7 or visit their beautiful showroom in Phoenixville, PA.
Hey, Mark Farzetta here for Dietz & Watson. My friends at Dietz & Watson, great people, great sandwiches, artisan meats and cheeses, as a matter of fact, and they're working great with Heritage's dairy stores because they make their hoagies with pride using delicious, high-quality Dietz & Watson premium meats and artisan cheeses. So if you're getting an amazing craving right now for a phenomenal meat and cheese stuffed, condiment-loaded, holy wow, this is delicious type hoagie that you're sure to love, Heritage's Dairy Stores is where you need to head. There are right now 33 full-service South Jersey deli locations delivering quality freshness and convenience without compromise. They put the DELI in delicious with fresh quality and hand-sliced hoagies and sandwiches. So whether you need a quick stop for breakfast or lunch or an unforgettably delicious hoagie tray for the game on Sunday or maybe even for Thanksgiving, Heritage's Dairy Stores has you covered. For more information about Heritage's Dairy Farms, where you can find them, go to DietzandWatson.com. That's DietzandWatson.com.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball.
Joel Embiid crashes in with a jam.
Flyers hockey.
Oh, what a save by Carter Hart. Spectacular glove work by the Flyer netminder.
And Farzetta in the morning.
Oh, come on.
Plug in.
975 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
8 o'clock hours brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit PAWorkinjury.com. We're going to talk to Adam Schefter, and then one of the greatest television shows of all time made some news yesterday. We'll get to that in a second, but
White Shadow?
Not White Shadow.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I love that we're crap talking each other through text message when we're all in the same studio.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Mark, you have a read on the backside of this, and Bob chimes in. And then Egan chimes in, and then you chime in.
And it's not. Most of those are not safe for work.
It's not safe for the air. I'll say that. No, they're safe for work because we're the Circle of Trust. But they're not safe for the air. I'll tell you that much. On the line with us right now, the Comcast Business Hotline, Bounce Forward, brought to us by
DraftKings. DraftKings is giving away up to $100 million in prizes to all their customers. Download DraftKings app and sign up using code FANATIC. Then enter the free football survivor pool. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
And our friend's name is Adam Schefter, joining us right now from ESPN. Schefter, what's happening, brother?
Good morning, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to you, your families, and the entire city of Philadelphia.
Oh,
you too, Shefty.
Thank you, Shefty. Right back at you, my friend. We're going to get to some Thanksgiving funsies in a second, but a rather serious thing going on here in Baltimore. Was it 4 or 5 players testing positive for COVID, and then another 4 or 5 assistants doing that as well, members of the coaching staff? What's the latest going on with Baltimore?
Well, it was 9 players as of yesterday. We still have not gotten the results today. The way it was explained to me was 5 players, 4 staffers.
Okay.
Now, I know that there were people around the NFL that thought it was 5 players, 5 staffers. Okay. Again, I spoke with the Ravens, and they told me it was 5 and 4.
Okay.
And so, again, we'll go with 5 and 4 for now. Not much difference between 5 and 4 and 5 and 5.
Yeah.
The bottom line is that I think today's a big day. If there are more positive tests, I think that there's a chance that tomorrow night could get postponed. But let's be very clear. The NFL, the game is on right now. The league is determined to play these games. It wants to play these games. It's got the Steelers and the Ravens in a Thursday night Thanksgiving primetime slot. That's a huge, huge broadcast audience. The last thing it wants to do is cancel that game.
Sure.
It's going to do everything it can to get that game played. And so my sense is we'll see that game. But, again, we're waiting to see if there are more positives with the Ravens today.
Is there a line that was drawn in the sand, anything close to that as far as what they would do to cancel that game?
What do you mean by that, a line in the sand?
Was there something defined as in, okay, we can go to a point, and then once we get to that point with positive tests, we can't play?
Well, I don't know if there's an actual, concrete point or anything like that. I just know that the more positive tests there are in Baltimore, the closer we get to discussing whether or not that line is applicable to this particular game.
I was just wondering and not that I'm rooting for it by any means, obviously, but if there was the worst case scenario contingency plan. So I'm sure as the week goes on, tomorrow goes on, we'll find out more about that. Real quick, Shefty, I know you got more than 1 or 2 connections in Denver with the Broncos organization. And Rich Scangarello was a guy that was hired here in Philadelphia to bring some more creativity to the Eagles offense. That's the way it was described by some other people in Philly. As far as play calling go, from what I understand, that's where it kind of fell short in Denver with Vic Fangio. What do you know about Rich Scangarello right now?
I know that he was a guy that Denver coveted from San Francisco. I know he was in San Francisco, and the 49ers liked him. Mm-hmm. I know that there were some expectations for him in Philadelphia. I don't know that it's his fault. It sounds like, you're trying to pin it on him.
That's some of the stories coming out of Denver. It's not even my opinion.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, that's fine. Again, but we're not discussing what happened in Denver, right? We're discussing what's going on in Philadelphia.
Sure.
Correct?
Yeah.
Well, he's not getting blamed for anything here, Shefty. No.
Okay. Well, again, I think there's enough blame to go around in Philadelphia, between Rich and Doug and the rest of the assistant coaches and the offense side of football and blame everybody there, right? I mean, I don't have any issues with that. I don't know who to blame it on. So, but when you're asking about Rich in Denver, it didn't work out for whatever reason. I'd have to dig into it to find out, but I think he wanted to go on. I think they wanted to go on. I think both sides wanted to go on. And so, but Philadelphia didn't hire him. He's not the offensive coordinator there, right?
Correct. He is I believe, senior offensive consultant or offensive coach, yeah. Okay.
I think they recognized when they were hiring him. Look, and if memory serves me correctly, they went on an extensive offensive coordinator search, and they didn't hire him as the coordinator, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, I think that there's something in that. They didn't see enough in him at that time to give him that title, but they liked him enough to bring him aboard as a worthy contributor.
Mm-hmm. Well, the reason I bring it up is actually more of a praising thing as far as Rich Scangarello is concerned, because we need to see something change here in Philadelphia. It's been a lot of the same stuff time and time again. And I thought that there was a good opportunity to take Carson Wentz out of the game against the Browns, simply at the end of that game to just see what Jalen Hurts can do and also give Carson Wentz a break. I thought you had a bunch of excuses built in, bad weather. He had already been hit 10 times and whatever. It wouldn't necessarily be a benching as much as a look at Jalen for that game. I don't think Carson Wentz is getting benched, but something else needs to change. So my thought, and some other people's opinion as well, would be that Doug Peterson needs to stop calling plays, concentrate on just coaching itself, and maybe Rich Scangarello starts calling plays here in Philadelphia.
You know what I think they need to do? I think they need to win a game.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to win a game like Dallas. Like Dallas, the world is sinking. You beat the Vikings, and all of a sudden, you're talking about whether you can win the division. And the team has stunk long enough here, okay, and underachieved long enough here that we're coming up with all these scenarios when all they need to do is just go play football and win a game.
Yeah, the problem is we don't have a lot of confidence in them doing that. Given,
I know.
Given that it's been the same thing, so our idea would be somebody else.
Well, you know what it is. You're talking about pulling out Carson into the game. To me, my 2 cents, my opinion, is that he looks like a guy that's lost his confidence, and so when you pull him out at the end of the game, as you're suggesting, you further ding that confidence. And I think what they need to do is they need to repair and build up that confidence, if that can even be done this season, and it doesn't look like it can right now. It looks like they need a reset. Last night I was watching HBO Sports, and they were talking about this hockey player. You guys would know him. He played in Philadelphia. He was an enforcer. I don't even remember his last name. And he was talking about how he was depressed and going through all these mood swings, and he went and did these psychedelic drugs in some foreign country, like Thailand or something like that. Came back and it rewired his brain. I'm like, what is this? And then they had doctors talking about how this can happen.
Was it Dan Carcillo?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Okay.
That's who it was. And so I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I thought, well, this can't be. And I'm watching like, oh, that's interesting. And they were talking how the brain was rewired. And I think that's what Carson needs right now. Not those drugs, but I think he needs to rewire his brain. I think he needs to get away, clear out all the clutter that's in there, all the doubts that have settled in, and he needs to rewire his brain and come back and be the great quarterback he once was that he no longer is right now.
Do you know if those drugs in Thailand did they test for them in the NFL? Just to be clear.
You know what? Send him over there, wherever it was. I don't know, it was Bali or Thailand or.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up.
No, it was a piece, and like I said, I started watching it. I'm like, this can't be. And the more I watched it, I said, well, that's interesting. I didn't know what to make of it in the end. But again, it was like a mental reset for your hockey player, the guy whose name you said. And in a way, Carson needs his own clean NFL version of that reset, because his confidence is shaken and he doesn't look like the same guy.
Shefty, it's on our website right now that you suggested Carson Wentz get away, do drugs, and come back with a better mind. So we appreciate you.
That's how it works, Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
I tell you, you pop on, you say something like that. Yeah, Schefter thinks Carson Wentz should be doing psychedelic drugs. Yeah, exactly.
So, Shefty, we talked to you early in the year, and you were amazed at how no talk about Carson Wentz was even being brought up through weeks 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be.
And by the way, before you ask me that question, and now it's gotten to the point where the reporters there are asking Doug Peterson, about making quarterback changes. And so the fact that Carson wasn't coming up in the beginning of the year, well, that was not good. And now the fact that those questions are even coming up, where Mark is talking about him being replaced into the game, and Doug is being asked at press conferences about whether he would consider a change, or he's saying Carson Wentz is our quarterback, and you've got to make an argument on behalf of your, all of these things. Who would have ever thought that that's where this team and this quarterback would be on Thanksgiving of 2020? It's just crazy.
Yeah, and to expand on that, that was part of my question. The other part was, what kind of national questions are being asked about Doug Peterson, or what's being said around the league about him? I know you get that window, and he should, after winning a Super Bowl, the great season he had then. But is there as many questions going on about the head coach as are going on about the starting quarterback?
Well, you do get that window, and Doug Peterson's a great man and a great coach. But we all know, and I've said this to you before, that if this team keeps losing, that the fans who are listening, they're going to want blood. So if this team finishes 5-11 and loses out on the tie for that division title, my question is, who pays for that? Who pays for that?
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to.
Yeah, no, we agree with you. And I thought the sacrificial lamb would be Jim Schwartz. I think Jeffrey Lurie's comfortable with his head coach, and I think Howie Roseman's comfortable with his head coach. And kind of for the same reason I'm asking for someone else to call plays, at this point I think you need change for the sake of change.
I think let's see how the whole season goes.
Oof.
Right? But again, I'll just come back to this. Somebody, and maybe more than just somebody, is going to lose his job if this team doesn't win in the division.
I concur.
Now, again, you wait to see who gets executed, basically, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of these movies, you know someone's getting it. Who's getting it?
Yeah,
Who's
right.
getting it? Who's getting it? Oh, it's him.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
And that's what we're getting to each week when you watch these performances and you watch this team disappoint and you watch this team, again, not be able to win what has been and what will be the easiest division in NFL history to win.
Shefty, I know you're a man who carefully carves his words when you're speaking about anything, and so I want to help you out.
You noticed
here.
that, right, Bob?
Yes. You said, and I have to ask this because I know I'll get beat up on Twitter about this because it's a pet peeve I have. You said Doug Peterson is a great coach. Did he have a great season and he's a head coach, or do you really consider him a great coach in the NFL?
Well, I mean, right now he's not. Right now he's not because they're
he had a great season.
He absolutely had a great season, and he's had some great accomplishments. But again, these things in the league, what I've come to see is they are so cyclical. With the exception of Bill Belichick, I can take you back to Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. Maybe it was even last year, where people are wondering about whether Mike Tomlin should be kept. So if you lose in this league, you're going to be questioned. You're going to be criticized.
Great point.
And so we can do this for every coach on every team who has ever struggled. Give me a winning coach, and I will let you know when he's been quit. I don't ever recall Pete Carroll being questioned. I think that may be a function of the market he's in. Having been an intern at one point in my life in Seattle, it's just so far away, and it's like its own little country that they live in their own little world there. So, I think he's kind of immune to that. Last year, last year. Sean McVay. Oh, maybe he's not the boy wonder. What's wrong? Can he get it together? What's the deal? Okay. Mike Tomlin. I've heard when the Steelers have had down seasons, should they be getting rid of him? Should they move on? We heard it about John Harbaugh in Baltimore, and then last year they came back and were the number 1 seed. We've heard it about Andy Reid. Is he good enough to win the big? Oh, well, now he's one of the greatest coaches in history. And so these things go round and round. This is not Doug's year. So the question is, does he survive it and advance and move on to become what I think is the great coach he is? Or does the team sink? Do they bring down people with them? And does he get executed along the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll continue to follow that, obviously. I want to get some funsies in here with you, Shefty. Go to Thanksgiving side dish. What is it for you?
I love stuffing. I mean, I just think that that's really, really good. And you have different side dishes at different phases of your life, right? Like, I remember growing up, I love my mother. She put out bowls of nuts and Munster cheese, and I love that. Like, I would just
Munster
keep eating
cheese.
That. Me too. I loved eating that.
Yeah,
Now I love eating like green beans, and I try to be careful about too much stuffing, but I love the stuffing. And then pumpkin pie. You can never go wrong with that.
No.
That's
I bang the pumpkin pie.
Yeah, that's
of course. We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
See? Yeah.
And I could do without the ham. I don't eat ham. I don't know.
No, I'm not a ham guy either. I agree with you there, Shefty.
Yeah, no ham. And turkey, I like turkey, but I'd rather eat the green beans and the stuffing and some of the other things like that. I don't know.
Maybe a glass of wine for Adam Schefter? Just one?
Not usually.
Okay.
No.
All right.
You guys were. My wife makes fun of me, because she'll have that, but she's never once seen me intoxicated.
She likes to throw them back, huh, Shefty?
Together. She doesn't mind it, but I don't know who does during this pandemic.
Yeah, right. Do you have a drinking choice? Are you a wine guy? You're a bourbon guy? A beer guy?
You know what? It's funny. 1 year ago today, I experienced my first kidney stone.
Oh my God!
And I was in the hospital for 5 days during Thanksgiving week, and the stone wound up passing Saturday morning because I'm like, well, how do I get into Bristol to do the show on Sunday? I was going to go. They were going to do the surgery where they take it out. I mean, I don't need to.
Yeah, no. Please go on.
Yeah, and so ultimately they were going to do that, and about an hour before the surgery, it just passed, and it was for anyone who's ever passed a kidney stone, it was glorious beyond words because it's the male equivalent of giving birth, and it's an awful experience. And it is everything they say and then some.
That sounds terrible.
But that was Thanksgiving week last year. Where was I going with this?
Drinking. We asked you about your drink of choice.
Oh, yeah. And so afterwards, when I meet with my urologist, one of the things he said to me is, you can't. It's not good for you to drink beer. The acid in there would help bring about the kidney stones. And I was like, Gah. Not that I was a big beer drinker at all, but like a cold beer in the summer, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing
bad. So I don't think I've had more than a beer since that happened.
Wow. All right. Good man.
So I lost out there.
And then, Shefty, I'll make this more local for you in your circle. We're doing the busiest travel day of the year. Usually today is the busiest travel day of the year. If you had to pick one person from your ESPN crew to go on a road trip with, who would it be?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Choose your favorite. Choose your favorite.
I only get one?
You only get
only one.
We ain't packing the car. Just one person. Yeah.
I don't want to do that because...
No, you have to do it.
Oh, goddamn. Well, then I'll just take Mort because I have a good... All
right, there you go.
The wise man, absolutely. Shefty, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, have a great one.
I hope you get to enjoy it. Thanks so much for everything. We appreciate
it. Happy Thanksgiving to you, your families. Bob, I have a little homework assignment for you. NBA draft Thursday, December 17th. Okay, I need a list of a few guys.
You got it.
I'm like, that night, I can't even tell you what it means to me.
We have a couple days off coming up, Shefty. I will have it to you before Sunday.
No, I don't need it for a couple of weeks. Thursday, December 17th.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So you got it.
Thank you, my friends. We'll
All
be
right,
in
buddy.
touch. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, back at you. Thanks so much there, Adam Schefter. Brought to us by
the lovely people over at DraftKings. DraftKings is giving away up to $100 million in prizes to all their customers. Download the DraftKings app and sign up using code FANATIC. Then enter a free football survivor pool. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
All right, when we come back, I promise will be the first words out of my mouth when we come back here. One of the greatest television shows of all time made some headlines yesterday, and we're going to get to that in a second here on 975 The Fanatic. But right now, let me tell you about the great people that I just love so much at Window Nation and how they're taking care of everyone in the Philadelphia area by saying thank you for helping them keep their family of employees together throughout the pandemic and in these uncertain times. And right now, Window Nation wants to thank you, Philadelphia, with new windows from Window Nation. Right now, you can get 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. And how about this? There's no limit. Plus, you can get a whole house of windows installed for as low as $75 a month, people. How great is that? Think about it. For around $2 a day, cheaper than a cup of coffee, you can have an entire house of new Window Nation windows. November is here. Temperatures have dropped. If you're feeling cold in your home, maybe protect your number one investment and keep your family comfortable and save thousands on energy bills with new energy-efficient Window Nation windows. Call 866-90Nation today. Get 2 free windows for every 2 you buy. $2 a day. Save thousands. Visit windownation.com and schedule your in-home estimate or virtual quote and tell them Mark Farzetta sent you.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Just win. I'm Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit PAWorkinjury.com. With the Eagles floundering at 3-6-1, many pundits are trying to figure out how to fix the team. Moments ago, ESPN's Adam Schefter joined the morning show and gave his take on what the Eagles need to do.
I didn't need to win a game. I didn't need to win a game like Dallas. Like Dallas, the world is sinking. You beat the Vikings, and all of a sudden, you're talking about whether you can win the division. And the team has stunk long enough here, okay, and underachieved long enough here that we're coming up with all these scenarios when all they need to do is just go play football and win a game.
That full interview will be available shortly on 975thefanatic.com. The Philadelphia Union season is unfortunately over. The team lost to New England Revolution yesterday 2-0. The team enjoyed their most successful season, winning the Supporters' Shield as well as a bunch of other individual honors. Sixers made a depth move yesterday, re-signing shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a 1-year deal. Broekhoff originally signed with the Sixers before they headed to the Orlando bubble, but he ultimately chose to opt out. At 9 a.m., we'll talk to ESPN quarterback guru Dan Orlovsky on the Eagles' quarterback situation. Then later today, ESPN's Tim McManus will join the Mike Missinelli Show at 3:30. And at 5 p.m. today, new Sixers center Dwight Howard will join Mike. Keep it on the Fanatic all day for updates and breaking news. This sports update is also brought to you by Lowe's. Don't miss Lowe's Pro-Vember event now through November 25th. They have deals on brands like DeWalt, Spider, Metabo, HPT, plus events you won't want to miss. Lowe's, the new home for pros. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch
on 97.5 The Fanatic. The NFC East is wide open. Who will step up and take the division? Check out the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team Thanksgiving Day at 4 on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is giving all players the opportunity to cash in on a no-brainer this Thanksgiving. I'm Adam Schefter, and DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to double your money if either Baltimore or Pittsburgh score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. All it takes for you to double your money is one touchdown. All you have to do is opt into the promotion, place your bet, and then sit back and watch the ball enter the end zone. On top of that, DraftKings Sportsbook is offering all new players a deposit bonus up to $1,000. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use promo code FANATIC when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. That's code FANATIC during sign-up. For a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Pennsylvania only, in partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. Drive-bys is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Where is your haircut gone? We know you don't get out as much. You don't drive by your regular Sport Clips and pop in for that MVP haircut experience that is so much more than a haircut. But isn't it worth getting out for? For that legendary hot steam towel for your face, massaging shampoo that makes you melt into your seat. Oh man, you remember that, right? We found your haircut. It's right where you left it. Sport Clips. It's good to be a guy.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up,
good night,
there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Unhappy at your job, you don't really have a career, you have a job, or maybe you're out of work altogether? Listen to me. You can start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have zero computer experience. Sound too good to be true? Go to mycomputercareer.edu. Take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes. Meet just twice a week. Financial aid, including the GI Bill, is available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
College football. It's the game you wake up early on Saturdays for, even though kickoff isn't until 7. The game where the Goodyear blimp becomes a Hall of Famer. The game that goes just beyond school, spirit, fandom, or love of the sport. It's the game where the comebacks happen. It's the game where anything can and will happen as long as you have the drive. Because college football is the game that moves you. We get it because it moves us too. Goodyear, more driven.
The holidays and driving go hand in hand, but cold weather and batteries don't. Make sure your vehicle's battery is winter ready with free testing at Advance Auto Parts. If it needs to be replaced, we have Die-Hard batteries that are reliable, durable, and powerful enough to get you through every road trip. Plus, we'll even install it free with purchase. No appointment necessary. Advance your auto at Advance Auto Parts and participating CarQuest locations. Most vehicles, most locations. See store for details.
First Trust Bank knows Eagles fans. We are Eagles fans. So when we became the official bank of the team, we didn't just make a debit card. We made an Eagles debit card that's as over the top as Eagles fans themselves. It's black, made of stainless steel, and it feels hefty enough to play offensive line. You'll impress people everywhere with this card, except in Dallas. They'll hate it. Sign up for your Eagles debit card today. First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Listen up. Need service on your work truck? Fred Beans Ford is your work truck headquarters. We service all commercial makes and models, and we'll help you get back on the road in no time. We know how to service work trucks because we sell the most work trucks. So when your work truck needs service, get to Fred Beans Ford, the #1 volume dealer in PA, in Doylestown, Mechanicsburg, Langhorne, and Westchester. Online at FredBeansTrucks.com. Based on 2019 Ford Truck Total Retail Sales Report.
Life's hard enough without more hoops to jump through. Here's what I don't have to do with Ambetter Telehealth. I don't have to fight traffic or sit in a waiting room or pay a copay. And I don't have to leave home for my medications either. Ambetter delivers. No hassle, no copay. No kidding.
Ambetter from PA Health and Wellness. Affordable coverage, valuable benefits. Now that's better. Visit betterispa.com or call. This is a solicitation for insurance.
Hey, Mark Farzetta here for Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Also, don't forget to check out the instant betting feature with the new Parks Sportsbook app. Makes watching the game so much more fun and enjoyable and exciting. Lots of games and player prop bets to take advantage of right now. Player passing yards, rushing yards, who scores the first touchdown, and so much more with the Parks Sportsbook app instant betting feature. And right now, you can get on this action. Taking a look at Monday's matchup with Seattle, the Philadelphia Birds are a 5.5-point home underdog to Seattle. Also, you get a risk-free bet up to $500. That offer is going on right now with Parks Casino and Sportsbook. Looking at the college ranks, Temple is a 36.5-point home underdog. hosting Cincinnati. Michigan 2.5-point favorite versus Penn State. How about some Thursday night football action for Thanksgiving? You're looking right now, the Black and Gold. They're a 5-point favorite hosting Baltimore. Houston 3-point favorite hosting, or 3-point favorite at Detroit. And Dallas is a 3-point favorite hosting Washington. Take advantage of all these bets and more with the Parx Casino Sportsbook app. Take advantage of the home field advantage right now with Parx Casino. Must be 21 or older and present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Barcetta in the morning. Now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
Chappelle's show changed my life. And I mean that in the most literal sense. Out of college, I was supposed to have a job working with them. And then Chappelle went crazy. Whatever happened, happened. And he quit the show, and the show was no more, and that was that. And that was straight out of college. And that changed my life literally. And then also what happened was, what was supposed to happen was that it was going to go on for years and years and years and years and years. And I think it only ended up being 3 seasons. And Dave Chappelle signed a big contract, apparently couldn't handle it, and that was that. Some people just can't take that pressure, making all that money, and then other people making their careers based off of you. Like, that's pressure. And it didn't rub him the right way, and that was that. And then he disappeared for years, and we didn't see him anywhere. And then he started doing appearances, started doing comedy. I saw him live at the TLA, and he was fantastic. Or, excuse me, the Tower Theater, and he was fantastic, hilarious. Just one of the greatest comics ever. And Chappelle's show changed television. It raised the bar for how you did comedy. And it opened up for all these other shows to start up. Like Mind of Mencia was there, Key and Peele was there, the Amy Schumer show was there. All that followed what Dave Chappelle did on Comedy Central, and it was on Netflix. And I only recently discovered it on Netflix. I don't know how long it was on there. Bob, have you ever watched the show?
Yeah, once in a while.
The show itself was just, I thought, spectacular, and I didn't know it was on Netflix until recently. And I started watching it, and to this day, the black white supremacists, I laugh out loud. And like, I watch that sketch and it's like, list of things you can't do today. And that's one of them. But it's a great sketch.
Yeah.
And I was watching it and I was just loving every second of it. And then all of a sudden it was gone. It was taken off Netflix. One of the greatest shows ever. One of the most talked about shows ever. Most impactful shows ever. All of a sudden it was gone. And people were like, why is it gone? Dave Chappelle did an interview where he said that with all the work he's doing on Netflix, he joked about this when he hosted Saturday Night Live a couple of weeks ago. He said that Netflix had his show on there and he wasn't being paid for it. And I was like, how is he not getting any money for that? It's his show. Turns out when he signed his contract with Viacom, who owned the show at Comedy Central, they had all the rights to it. And when he quit, they had all the rights to it so they could do what they wanted to do. So he started working for Netflix in recent years, Dave Chappelle did. And he saw...
getting like $20 million a stand-up.
He ain't doing bad. So here's the thing. He sees that Chappelle's show is on Netflix, the people he now works for. And he says, I don't like that. Legally, and he admits to this, legally, right. Viacom had every right to do what they wanted to do. They didn't have to, they could have done whatever they wanted to do. He had no issue with Viacom. But he had an issue, sort of, with Netflix. And he calls his bosses at Netflix. And he goes, look, I know legally there's nothing to pursue here, but I just want to let you know that my show being on your show, or being on your network, more or less, your streaming service, it hurts me. And Netflix said, cool. We'll take it off. Just like that.
Yeah.
I think you could count on one hand the amount of times in world history, just like the noble thing was done. And if you're a heavy hitter, Dave Chappelle, who's drawing people to Netflix left and right with all his specials and all the stuff that he does there, even did the Letterman show. The ladies and gentlemen, my next guest needs no introduction, which is a great show. I love David Letterman, always there.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of those.
Chappelle is on it. Have you seen the Chappelle
one?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
It's wild because they go back to his hometown in Ohio.
That's where he lives, yeah.
Where his dad, I think, he spent summers as a kid because he's from Silver Spring, Maryland. He's from like outside D.C.
Yeah, his father was a professor, I believe, at I don't know if it's a historically black university or a college university or what, but he was a professor there at a university near that town.
It's such a great show, the Letterman show there. But Dave Chappelle just called Netflix and said, this makes me feel bad. And Netflix was like, hey, man, we got you. And they took it off.
You're Dave Chappelle. We love you.
But here's the other thing. A friend of the family, younger member, friend of the family, just discovered Chappelle's show.
And then it gets pulled.
They're like 17 years old. They're like, this stuff's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're going to love it. And like a week later, it's gone. And I'm like, did you finish? And they're like, no.
It was one of the few shows because it was on when I was in college.
Yeah.
And you're, for the most part, you don't care about TV in college, mostly.
Right.
It was like the one show we made appointment television.
It was the DVDs of the day were Family Guy box set and Chappelle Show box set. Like, those were the DVDs to get. And then it was on Netflix for I don't even know how long, but I just discovered it on Netflix like maybe a month ago, and I started watching all of them again. I was like, wow, that's why they took it off, because it made their heavy hitter feel bad.
Makes you kind of feel good about society in some way, doesn't it?
It makes me feel nice. It makes me feel nice. It's without saying, it makes me feel nice. We'll get you all the takes in just a second. Let's get Chris in Allentown. Chris, what's happening, brother?
Happy Thanksgiving, gentlemen. I missed you guys yesterday. I kind of hung up, but happy Thanksgiving, man. I love you guys.
Love you too, man. Thanks so much. Back at you.
Dude, I'm tired of defending Carson Wentz here. I think he's an awesome quarterback. I'm getting tired of doing it, but I personally, if you go back to that game before the Giants, before the bye week, the Giants game, you look what you had Deshaun Jackson in there, what he was doing and what he was capable of doing, and how he was making plays with his feet and how dynamic he looked, at least in the first drive. I know he had a couple bad drives in there in the second and third quarter, and in the fourth quarter he comes out and he brings us a win. And that's the thing is, I don't understand Doug Peterson, why he's not looking back at things that Carson Wentz does well and implements them into a game plan week in and week out. And why the hell are we not running the damn football? Everybody's clamoring for Jalen Hurts. I hope Jalen Hurts comes in. I wish him the best, but I hope he comes in and he makes this offense look even worse. To prove all these people that Carson Wentz is a good quarterback in this football league and that we got to stop beating him up.
Look, there's a lot.
He was a good quarterback in the league.
Chris, in all honesty.
Chris, I'm on your side. Look, I've said over and over and over again that I would take Carson Wentz if you had to choose between he and Doug Peterson every day of the week. Good quarterback is starting to be a little wavy right now, though.
Oh no! Listen, I'm as a fan of the Eagles. I want to stick up for my quarterback day in and day out.
Right.
No, he has not looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got Travis Fulgham out there dropping balls, you got Greg Ward not sitting down in the zone. Instead of he runs himself open and then he continues to run himself into coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And Carson Wentz made that throw. Stan Orlovsky actually pointed that one out.
Yeah.
I pointed it out to my wife. I was like, if he would have just sat down. And it's not his accuracy. It's you know what I mean? I think he, again, lack of confidence at the end of the day. Maybe he needs to go run with Ricky Williams, smoke some pot, and then have Damian give him a play-by-play.
Didn't you hear Shefty? He's got to go to Thailand. And he's got
psychedelic drugs.
He's got to have some fun there. Yeah. Hey, Chris, thanks,
Chris. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Hey, road trip.
Oh, all right, go ahead. What do you got?
I want Mark Farzetta because I could debate with you all day long, Mark. I would love it. I'd enjoy it. I'd have a great road trip with you, brother. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, yeah. By the way, tomorrow, 4:30, the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys playing for the number one position in the NFC league.
That just sounds gross. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, Chris.
Love you guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't think he'll like me on a road trip because I don't enjoy talking.
No, you just want to be alone.
Stare at the road ahead.
You don't get anybody. You go by yourself.
By the way, let's not let it go unnoticed that Bob Cooney said, "Yeah, I bang pumpkin pie," and Adam Schefter's response, "Me too."
Yeah, great minds think alike.
Titans of our industry.
Those are some takes. How about all the takes with our friend Patrick Egan? Patrick, how are you?
Hello.
Hiya.
Hey, Pat.
Real quick on the Chappelle stuff, I was running and grabbing stuff for the segment here, but he hates Viacom. Absolutely hates him. Cat Williams did a whole interview, I think on The Breakfast Club maybe, about the whole situation. And basically he went to renegotiate the deal with Viacom after Chappelle's show became a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically reneged on their agreement and gave him take it or leave it. And he said, all right, well, I think my fans will back me. And then when he landed, they had perpetuated this lie that he was doing crack in God knows where.
Mm-hmm.
So he hates Viacom, and I think that's part of the reason, because Viacom is getting the money from Chappelle's show, and when he saw that, he's not getting any money from it. I mean, he's got enough money, as you said, $20 million.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, but he was like, no, it's the principle, the fact that Viacom did me dirty like that, no, I have three, and it sucks.
But he does acknowledge in this other interview that they had every legal right to do what they did.
Well, they did. I mean, technically
he left
they did.
the show.
Yeah, he signed over the characters. He left the show. They did, but I think he wanted to stick it to Viacom. It sucks because it was only on for 3 weeks.
Is that okay? So it was that short?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was, and I watched 2 episodes. I was with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I forgot how funny this show. My wife had never seen it, so I started showing it to her.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's a shame, but good for him. I guess.
Definitely sketches that you couldn't do today.
Not at all. And I'm sitting there watching. You said the races,
black, white supremacists.
And I'm watching it and I'm going, oh my God, they could never get away with this today.
Amazing.
3 things seem to be a constant on Sundays in Philly. Carson Wentz struggles. Doug Peterson doesn't take any real accountability. And the name DK Metcalf gets uttered at some point. Let's dive into the first one. Yeah, I think you're the leader of that clubhouse there, Jamie.
No, I try not to do it.
Let's dive into the first one. Wentz has struggled. Hard to deny, even for the staunchest Wentz supporter like myself. Compound this with the fact that the team decided to take a backup quarterback in the second round. It's got fans suddenly thinking that the amazing coaching staff can get something out of Jalen Hurts. I mean, after all, that one time they let him throw, it was sexy AF, right? It's understandable why fans want Hurts. The coaching staff and organization really has been incredibly successful lately with identifying talent, whether it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Andre Dillard, Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. Sharif Miller was a real find in the fourth round. To kick off their new quarterback factory, they took Clayton Thorson. So, look, they have a history of success. Yes, the organization knows talent. So bring on the Hurts era, I guess. Well, if you're in that camp that thinks that Hurts should start on Sunday, like Sal Pal, you aren't alone because our old pal DK Metcalf took to Instagram and left a comment on a post from ESPN posing the question if Hurts should be the starting quarterback. Metcalf wrote an emphatic yes. Somehow, DK Metcalf, talking about the Eagles' quarterback issues, really sums up Howie Roseman's last few seasons.
Okay, I know that everyone jumped on this, but here's my take on it. And all the takes we'll give you, this is my take on this one in particular. Do you want your opponent naming your backup quarterback? Like, exactly. No, I'd rather play against that guy too because he's not as good.
I'm pretty sure he would have said yes if the question was Carson Wentz or Nate Sudfeld. Should Nate Sudfeld be the starting quarterback? Yes.
Nate Sudfeld. You make that happen. The one exception was Mike Vick over Kevin Cobb. Because I remember when Clay Matthews took Kevin Cobb out of the game by driving his head into the turf, people on the Packers were pissed at him because Michael Vick was going to come into the game. Only exception. Only exception. Only time they frowned upon a backup coming in the game.
Jamie, you got anything on this DK Metcalf
Wally
stuff?
Pitt.
No, Pat, I try not to put myself through the DK Metcalf ringer anymore because...
Do you want to talk Phillies baseball?
Yeah, I love Phillies.
No, you don't.
You want to talk Wally Pitt?
Wally
No,
Pitt.
He was DK Metcalf. What does he do?
His backup was pretty good.
Hey, Wally was a good player.
But by the way, you proved my point, Pat, that I've been making all morning long. That if Jalen Hurts is going to go in this game, if he was going to go in any game, and they thought he was anything special, the Eagles, then he would have played already. Because there were multiple times you could have taken Wentz out of a game to see what Jalen Hurts has got, and he hasn't done anything.
I mean, that one play he had this past weekend was,
he had a good run against the Ravens.
It's almost the end of what's probably been the worst year, but there's still about 6 weeks left. Plenty of time for things to get weird, and look no further than the most exciting state in the country, Utah. Utah is known for Karl Malone, Ty Detmer, and the home of many wives. It's kind of like Iowa. There's nothing really going on there. But that all changed recently when the Utah Wildlife Agency was busy herding sheep. They noticed something down below in the middle of literally nowhere. It's a giant steel monolith. It's about 12 feet tall. They don't have the faintest idea of how this thing got there.
Oh, I saw this.
So I'm going to tweet this out on our Twitter account at 975 Morning. So if you go there shortly, you can see pics. It definitely has a 2001 A Space Odyssey vibes to it. Creepiest part is wildlife officials said that if people try to search for the monolith, there's a real chance that they could get lost because this thing is, as I said, in the middle of the Utah desert. So who the hell put it there? I think we can all come to the conclusion that aliens,
no question,
having streamed The Last Dance on Netflix, have set up shop in an attempt to make that Utah Pizza Hut pay for allegedly poisoning Michael Jordan.
Wow. That's a poll.
Real quick, does everybody here believe in aliens?
Yeah. I don't believe in aliens. I acknowledge they exist.
Well, okay, sure. Bob?
I'm going to go with no.
What? How selfish can you be?
So you're going
JFK?
You're going to spit in the face of President Carter, who claims he saw one? You're going to spit in that man's face? Habitat for Humanity?
How are you JFK, but you don't believe in aliens?
I started the space program to find them, and we haven't yet.
How selfish of you.
Dude, you got to watch one of the Unsolved Mysteries
I was
things.
the one who put us in space.
Yeah, that alien one was creepy as hell.
Yeah, it was.
And that was a
creepy as
whole
hell.
that was a whole city,
A whole town.
Think about how big our solar system is, and that's just a speckle in a universe and galaxies, and there's several galaxies.
Exactly.
And you think we're the only people here, Bob?
Yeah.
So that means that
I'm the only one here. Yeah.
and my fingernail could be a whole little universe.
It would have to be really
Wow.
little if it's in your fingernail.
Oh, Bob.
Did no one pick up on the Animal House reference? Like, shame on all of you.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
barely
while.
listen when you talk.
Oh, my
Why? What was
God.
it?
When they're all getting stoned with their teacher, if I had to explain it, it's not that great, but when they're all getting stoned.
With Donald Sutherland.
Yeah, and he brings up, so you mean to tell me that in my fingernail could be one little
That's
Yeah,
a
I
pretty
didn't
obscure
retain that.
animal.
Oh, yeah, no, that's obscure.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get it, it must be obscure,
No,
right?
that's a pretty obscure
Every
one.
movie reference you
Donald
get, that's
Sutherland's
fine.
in that
What's the
movie
word?
for like 3 minutes.
And they see his bare ass.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
By the way, Donald Sutherland in The Undoing, I can't recommend enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's not the one that's naked, is he?
No,
All right,
no.
cool. Is it a
He's
lady?
already done. Been there, done that.
All right,
Full
good,
frontal lady is very attractive.
There you go. All right. There,
Real
Patrick.
quick, the monolith is up on our Twitter account. I just tweeted it out, so if you want to take
It's
a
the
look.
beginning of
I'll
a
check
giant-
it out immediately.
Like, I don't like. Maybe it's just because I'm binging Marvel movies right now. But right now, like, you look at that video. Tell me that's not the opening scene to a sci-fi movie.
It's Thor.
It's like Thor's gonna come
It's the
out
movie-
and like lift his hammer
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here now."
Well, we figured it out. As I said, they're shutting up shop.
Yeah.
If you're in your mid-30s or younger, you've at one point tried to rap. I myself went by the name Paul Wall for a stretch before turning my career towards radio.
That's a terrible name.
Rap, well, it worked for a little bit, but, we all have to transition in life. Rap is kind of like basketball. Everyone seems to think they're way better at it than they actually are, and they can't wait to show you. And bad rap can be cringeworthy. Just hit up the local Applebee's in Havertown karaoke night. I'm a testament to that. Another thing that can be pretty cringeworthy is some of these NBA contracts. Combine all of these things, basketball, amateur rapper, Applebee's, bad contract, you've got Gordon Hayward. Hayward somehow managed to convince Michael Jordan to give him a 4-year, $120 million deal last week, which is a good thing because audio surfaced of Hayward rapping when he was at Butler, and it's obvious that career wasn't an option. So take a listen to Gordon Hayward, a.k.a. Sleazy G.
Yo, I drive to the cup, just call me Ronnie. Step back, 3 balls wet like the sun.
Let it flow in your eardrums.
Huh?
I
can't. Just call me
Wait,
oh my God.
Just give me 10 more seconds. It gets real good when the beat drops. Here it comes.
Cause I got the mid-range game on the line. Call me King James.
What?
Wow.
How good is that, right? Yes. Yes. His new boss, Michael Jordan, was asked to comment on the awful bars. And here's what Michael Jordan thought of Sleazy E.
I never read that.
So this is a message to all athletes out there. Stay in your lane.
Jeez.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
Is there anything worse than someone who thinks they can really, really, really sing well who
No.
can't? Is there anything worse than that?
No.
Somebody that thinks they can really, really dance, and they can't.
Oh no, because that is more pleasing to the eyes.
Did you just describe Mark? Because I've heard him sing and I've seen him
Mark.
dance.
I didn't say that.
Well, I can do both, fortunately.
All right, right now.
Screw you, Egan.
Well, Egan fancies himself a really good dancer.
I mean, you guys have seen the moves in here.
If we're ever at the same wedding, okay, we're gonna throw down.
okay.
We're gonna throw down.
I don't see that happening.
We're gonna throw down.
I mean,
What do you mean? We're a couple of Catholic school kids from the Philly area. We probably got mutual friends.
So
we
when
don't even know about.
the D train gets married, we'll be there. All right, because you can't spell party without Pat. Try it. You can't do it. Right now in Philly, we think we know something about bad coaches. Hell, we just had Brett Brown get run over by 20-year-olds for the past 7 seasons.
Wow.
We had Dave Haxtell light up the city with his infectious personality.
It's aggressive.
We had Gabe Kapler open it up and chat, but all we wanted to chat about was when he would be fired.
Oh, goddamn.
And then there's Doug. Hired to the fanfare of literally no one, Doug Peterson proved that most people were wrong by winning the team's first Super Bowl in 2018. I'd like to remind people that they did, in fact, win the Super Bowl. We lived it. I feel like I need to remind people of that because since then, Peterson has watched his coaching staff ruin a $100 million quarterback. Is any of this Doug's fault?
No and no.
Well, apparently Philly isn't the only city with coaching problems. I introduce you to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are a dumpster fire. They had arguably their best player put his house on the market after a game in an attempt to get traded. By the way, that actually worked. They've somehow forgotten that they have A.J. Green to the point where he's seen on the sidelines mouthing, just trade me. And all of this going down under the watch of Zach Taylor, who's in his second year as a head coach. If that name sounds familiar, his brother is Press Taylor, the guy who's been stealing money from the Eagles organization as a, quote, quarterback's coach, really doing yeoman's work. Well, it appears the two Taylors have something in common. They're crappy coaches. The Bengals are 2-7-1. I know.
Wow, he's aggressive.
Takes, man.
I know.
Yeah, some team is so bad they actually tied the Bengals. I'm not gonna tell you who, but
This has to be coming from someone who hates Thanksgiving.
Yeah, really.
The two-win Bengals aren't a team united. SI.com recently put a story out that the culture in the locker room is so bad that it's, quote, worse than a college team, according to an unnamed player. Coaches apparently use abusive language towards players. There's trust issues. And here's something we're familiar with in Philly. There's zero accountability. Normally, this is part of the story where I tell you it can always be worse, but in reality, it just seems like a slightly worse AFC version of the Eagles. And we'll move on.
Was there supposed to be a setup to that? Like, was there a setup?
No, it's just...
Or was this a Bengals report?
I'm showing you that the Bengals are as bad as the Eagles right now, and I'm taking shots at Press Taylor because the guy sucks.
When you give that many takes in a bit, we can't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know what...
I agree. You said it all.
Brandon Allen starting for him? I actually like Brandon Allen. I know it's the most random quarterback to like, but I do like Brandon Allen.
Who?
Dude,
likes Brandon Allen?
Pick. It's like a flyer, a Razorback.
Who likes
Whatever.
Brandon Allen?
I don't know.
Brandon Allen's family doesn't like Brandon Allen.
Wow.
We'll move on
You're
to
an awful human
He really
being.
is.
Press Taylor You're hating on his
Can't wait till
family.
Thanksgiving's over for you.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I walked into the Press Taylor, fan group here on the
Who
show.
you gonna play more, Press Taylor or Doug Peterson?
The Press Taylor fan appreciation show right here. 975 Mornings.
Is that you hate the Thanksgiving, you weirdo?
975 Mornings, where we talk about Press Taylor.
And love Thanksgiving.
All right, birthdays today.
What do you got?
Bernie Kosar, whose daughter became a porn star. Look it up.
I will, as a matter of fact.
All right, I'll throw on the why wouldn't I?
Incognito tab.
Say no more. Chris Carter. All he does is catch touchdown passes.
Yeah, damn right he does.
And former Sixer all-time great T-Book, Trevor Booker.
Oh, wow.
Was here for about 37 minutes.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, and then there's this other guy. You might have heard of him. Donovan McNabb. Number 5 will always love you. Love him back. Wish him a happy birthday.
There you go.
Number 5 will always love you.
Events on Today in History. In 1979, John Madden and Pat Summerall broadcast their first game together, and afterwards, they sat down in front of the TV for...
Following football, murder, she wrote.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Really?
No.
It was a gag between the two to see how long Summerall could wait to say she wrote.
Oh.
So he would have the most dramatic pause in it.
He was bombed.
Murder. You know, I listened to Pat Summerall gave a eulogy at Tom Brookshire's funeral.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of times at funerals, people put themselves in the position, what will they say at mine? And I was just like, no, nothing will touch Pat Summerall giving a eulogy at a funeral, excuse me. Complete opposite. And he was great about struggling with alcoholism and that all of it. It was
I read a book
amazing.
about that. How much he would not have survived as long as he did Summerall without Tom Brookshire.
No, saved
it
his
was
life.
amazing.
Absolutely saved his life.
In 1980, Sugar Ray Leonard won the WBC welterweight title, but that's kind of bearing the lead because the real story of that fight is Roberto Duran saying no mas in the 8th round. He quit allegedly. He says he didn't say no mas. Everybody else says he said no mas.
About it, so that means it's true.
I watched it, and you got Ana de Armas, and she's not wearing clothes, and it's cool. In 2002, Ozzie Newsome became the first black general manager in the NFL, taking over the Baltimore Ravens. That seems to have worked out.
Yeah,
He's phenomenal.
They've done well. They've done well for themselves.
And that is all.
November 25th, 1963. I was laid to rest.
The eternal flame was lit.
JFK?
That's right.
But once again, folks, there's no aliens. 610-632-0975. We come back to talk to our friend Dan Orlovsky. Get the breakdown on Carson Wentz and what we need to do to right the ship here in Philadelphia with the quarterback of our football team. Time of the Fanatic is 8:53.
Hey, guys, Bob Cooney here, and tomorrow, you know it, it's one of my favorite days of the year. It's actually my favorite day of the year. Can't wait to eat just like all you guys, and guess what? Watch some football all day long. And thanks to FanDuel Sportsbook in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, it just makes the day even better because I can bet on all the action. If you've never bet on FanDuel before, now is the perfect time to give it a shot because they're giving new users a 25-1 odds boost on any football game that is played tomorrow. What it means is you can bet $5 to win $125. We've gone through the games. I like all the favorites tomorrow. All the favorites tomorrow, that's where I'm laying my bet on FanDuel Sportsbook. Offers like these are just one of the reasons FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook app. I also love the exclusive promos, and they get me my winnings in as little as 24 hours. All you have to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Bob so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook. Promo code Bob. 21 or older and present in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. New users only must wager on designated Boost Market. Deposit required. Maximum bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Schefter weighs in on Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by Family Jewelers. Holiday season is approaching, so fill her stocking with something she'll never forget, a beautiful ring from Family & Company Jewelers. Shop local, visit their showroom in Marlton, New Jersey, online at FamilyJewelers.com. With the Eagles floundering at 3-6-1, many pundits are trying to figure out how to fix the team. Earlier today, ESPN's Adam Schefter joined the morning show and gave his take on what the Eagles need to do.
I didn't need to win a game. I didn't need to win a game like Dallas. Like Dallas, the world is sinking. You beat the Vikings, and all of a sudden, you're talking about whether you can win the division. And the team has stunk long enough here, okay, and underachieved long enough here that we're coming up with all these scenarios when all they need to do is just go play football and win a game.
That full interview will be available shortly on 975thefanatic.com. The Philadelphia Union season is over. Union fell to the New England Revolution yesterday in the playoffs 2-0. The team did enjoy their most successful season, winning the Supporters Shield as well as a bevy of individual honors. The Sixers made a depth move yesterday, re-signing shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a one-year deal. Broekhoff originally signed with the Sixers before the team headed to the Orlando bubble last year, but he ultimately chose to opt out. At 9 a.m., we'll talk to ESPN quarterback guru Dan Orlovsky on the Eagles' quarterback situation. Then later today, ESPN's Tim McManus will join the Mike Missinelli Show at 3:30. And at 5 p.m. tonight, we've got Dwight Howard joining Mike Missinelli. This Sports Update was brought to you by Bradford White Water Heaters. You may not always need a water heater, but when you do, choose Bradford White. Keep it on the Fanatic for updates and breaking news. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 97.5 Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. From rent increases to increased orders to, I'm going to say it, unprecedented times. But don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward with Comcast Business. Get started with 100 megabits per second internet and Security Edge for just $79.99 a month for 24 months with a 3-year agreement. Switch today and get a $200 prepaid card plus a $100 bonus if you have Xfinity services at home. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go online today to learn more. Offer ends 12/6/20. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business customers only. Enrollment in UCO bill and auto payment required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment installation, taxes, and fees extra, subject to change. Xfinity customers must subscribe to new business 100 megabits per second internet or above for additional prepaid card.
eBay has gifts that say a lot, but don't cost a lot. So save big on a DeWalt drill set for dad that says, let's get to work. Tell your all-star niece it's time for takeoff with Air Jordans at not-so-sky-high prices. And get a certified refurbished Bose soundbar for your husband that says, we're going to need a bigger home theater. Say a lot, save a lot on gifts from eBay for those who mean a lot.
Listening to this Allstate commercial about savings might be the hardest thing about getting those savings. Save for simply becoming an Allstate customer. Save more for adding DriveWise. And save even more for driving safely. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent for a quote today. Allstate. Minimum effort, maximum reward.
Not available in every state. New customer savings based on early signing discount. DriveWise is an optional feature. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
I like a bed that's really firm.
I need something a little softer.
Rest easy with the new Sleep Number 360 smart bed. You can both adjust your comfort with your Sleep Number setting. Will it help with her snoring?
I snore.
Does Rudolph have a red nose? Yes, it can be gently raised on either side to help relieve snoring.
So you can really promise better sleep.
Not promise, prove. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now, during the Ultimate Sleep Number event, save 50% on the Sleep Number 360 limited edition smart bed, only for a limited time. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
At the Home Depot, get Black Friday pricing now through December on great gift ideas for any doer on your list. Like a Ryobi Impact Drill Driver Kit for just $99. Was $129. Save on top tools, appliances, the latest in smart home tech, even holiday decor to light up the living room or bring joy to the neighborhood. Black Friday savings, in-store, online, store-wide. Gift giving, improve. From the Home Depot, how doers get more done. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details.
Hello, everybody. You're looking live at Fansville, a college football utopia.
Fansville.
Where the rivers flow with ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
Delicious.
Where every day is Saturday and everyone's a fan, even babies.
Fan babies.
And the seasons never change because the only season is college football season. Get a taste of Fansville this fall during a college football game near you. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Grab some today.
Barlow Chevrolet's Cyber Sales event starts now. As a way of saying thank you to our loyal customers, we are offering huge savings and cashback offers all month long. Shop online and receive $500 in cyber cash on most 2020 and 2021 SUV and Malibu models. At Barlow, we are always here for our customers, and we're making it simple. Shop online and take delivery at home because Barlow delivers. Find new roads at Barlow Chevrolet in Delran or at barlowchevrolet.com.
Check out Inside the Birds with Jeff Mosher and Adam Kaplan every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
When you're Doug Peterson, why don't you check your ego at the door and say, you know what? It's my responsibility. Whether the quarterback is playing well or not, it's ultimately my responsibility. And oh, by the way, I'm the play caller. Why don't I take a step back for a little bit, and why don't I start coaching the quarterback?
Inside the Birds, Mondays from 6 to 8 is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is giving you the chance to double your money if either Pittsburgh or Baltimore score a touchdown in Thursday night's game. All it takes is one touchdown, so download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FANATIC during sign-up. That's code FANATIC for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Pennsylvania only in partnership with Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Amazon is hiring near you. From boxing it up to sending it on its way. Every package we deliver matters to someone. Ready to work hard and make someone's every day? Immediate hourly roles are available at Amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Having a home is hard work, so get a quote at Geico.com. Easy.
Hey, Mark Farzetta here for First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. First Trust Bank is Philly's hometown bank, founded in South Philadelphia in 1934, and now they have 19 branches in the Philly region. Now, Eagles checking is available exclusively from First Trust Bank, developed with the Eagles for the Eagles fan. They have incredible benefits at the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. With the Silver Card, you can get a new account bonus of 5,000 points and earn 1 point per $4 you spend with Visa debit purchases. And then with the Black Card, you get a new account bonus of 10,000 points and 1 point per $3 with Visa debit purchases. Black Card is as over the top as Eagles fans themselves. Hefty card, made of stainless steel. This thing, it could play linebacker, and sometimes maybe it should. You also get monthly Eagles giveaways, access to exclusive Eagles events and experiences, and so much more with the Black Card. Apply online at firsttrust.com/Eagles. That's firsttrust.com/Eagles. Or Eagles fan, you got the Eagles app in your phone. Just apply right there in the Eagles app. First Trust Bank, the official bank of the Philadelphia Eagles. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
WPEN, Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Home of 76ers basketball.
Ben Simmons to Joel, bang, two-hand jam.
Flyers hockey.
Carter Hart made the save. The bouncing puck still free. Hart's got to make another one.
And Farzetta in the morning.
I feel you.
Plug in.
97.5 The Fanatic. Philadelphia.
9 o'clock hour brought to you by the Baxter Dumpster and Bag at your estate Home Depot and Lowe's. For details, go to thebagster.com. Joining us on the Comcast Business Hotline, Bounce Forward, our good friend Mr. Dan Orlovsky joins the show. Brought to you by DraftKings. What's up there, Dan?
What's going on, bud? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Real quick, I know that you got the wacky, the food things that you got going on in your life, and you and I are very opposite when it comes to food items. Patrick Mahomes said that he has ketchup on turkey. Your thoughts?
I don't judge that at all. I adore ketchup myself. Like, I'll put ketchup on macaroni and cheese. I'll put ketchup on, like, I'll take some old noodles, like ziti, and fry them in some butter, like get a deep fried butter and just kind of brown them a little bit and then just ketchup them. So I don't mind that. I also don't eat turkey on Thanksgiving Day because it's stupid to take up that much space in my belly with turkey. And I can go on Friday to Jersey Mike's and get a good turkey sandwich. So I don't waste belly space on Thursday with turkey anyway.
Wow, you're coming in hot, my friend. That is amazing to me. Yeah, you and I are total opposites. We do not have the same palate, my friend.
So what's the point of eating turkey on Thanksgiving?
Because it's delicious.
Yeah, and because I love America.
Oh, wow, I didn't know I didn't know if I didn't eat Thanksgiving or turkey on Thanksgiving Day, I'm not a patriot. Dang. It's a tough one.
Commie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really. Dan, we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on here in Philadelphia. Look, I don't know, man. I'm at a loss when it comes to this quarterback. I'm at a loss when it comes to this play calling. And I know two of those things, one is supposed to blame one more than the other. I know that they're both awful. But at what point do we do to change something with this Eagles offense?
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs to understand that position is always connected. It's always connected to a lot of different variables that are out of their control. The quarterback's performance is directly tied to what kind of play calling it is. What's the rhythm of the play calling? What's the performance of everybody else? And I know, like, we live in an entertainment society when it comes to football where it's like quarterback's great or quarterback sucks. Like, there's no
middle ground.
We just have that vision. I don't need to go on television. I don't need to come on radio this morning and tell everybody, like, oh, Carson Wentz is playing good football. We know that Carson Wentz isn't playing awesome. So, like, what needs to change? I think that there's a lot of variables. There are a lot of steps to it. Now, first of all, there needs to be I'm going to make assumptions here because I'm not in the rooms, okay? But I'm going to make assumptions. There needs to be a more direct line from coach to player, meaning coach to Carson Wentz, of exactly – because, listen, football plays are sometimes designed to be out of structure. There's a little bit more guideline than there is rules to some plays. So when you get into those guideline plays, sometimes they're the out-of-pocket ones. Sometimes they're the shot ones. Sometimes they're the RPO ones. When you get into guideline plays, there's got to be teaching, but at the end of the day, you've got to instill into the quarterback, no matter who he is, the confidence, go play here. Like, you have to go trust your talent in these moments. Trust your talent. You're the guy out on the field. And then there's plays that are rules plays. A lot of times it's situational, okay? And so there needs to be a direct line in those moments to be, okay, when I call this play, this is my thought process versus these looks from the defense. How are you seeing it? Because I want to make sure that we're totally on the same page here. There needs to be more of that from coach to quarterback. And then there needs to be a reception from quarterback to coach. Okay, I get what you're saying. I understand there's a difference between the two, and let me express to you the way I'm seeing it. So we're completely on the same page. We got the same understanding. That needs to happen more in Philadelphia. So I think that's the biggest starting point. And then I can't for the life of me tell you why a coach would say something about a player like, he's really good doing this, we need to do it more, and then go 45 minutes of game time without actually ever doing that. I can't tell you why.
Rollouts you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't. I can't for the life of me figure out how a person that's really smart and been around the game for a long time can finally go, okay, that guy's really good at that, and then go, nah, I'm not going to do it for a whole football game. Like, it's inexcusable. And so, like, there's a lot of moments like that where you go, that's not on the player. That's not on the player.
So it sounds like you're saying this, and I think I'm on the same page with you as far as this goes. Something needs to change. We agree with that. The thing that I need to see changed, if Doug Peterson's the guy that's trying to be on the same page as his quarterback, give up play calling, try to go back to just coaching up your quarterback, let somebody else call those plays so you can get back to coaching to be that direct line into your quarterback's ear.
Well, then who's the play caller?
I mean,
okay,
and look, I'm not champion. I'm not saying that. Just like if I say play Jalen Hurts, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is the next future quarterback of the Eagles. I'm saying I'm doing that to shake up Carson Wentz. But I'm not saying that Rich Scangarello is the next great play caller, but it just can't be Doug. Something needs to change in this offense.
I agree. And listen, Scangarello's got a history of calling plays, and he's got this background where there's some stuff that is getting your quarterback on the move. There's a background of, but here's the problem, Mark. So, if you've got 3 different coaches, you get 60, 70 snaps a game, right? You got 3 different coaches, and all these coaches are bringing all these ideas. At some point, there has to be a foundational identity of your offense. And that foundational identity has to, one, start with what the quarterback's really good at and what he's not good at, and then what are my players around him? What are they comfortable and really good at operating? And so, Scangarello brings this style of offense, and then a Morningweg or a Press Taylor might bring this style or this belief. And then Doug Peterson has his belief. Well, who wins out? Who's going to win out? At some point, there needs to be a vision or a viewpoint or a vantage point of going, okay, this is going to be the identity of our offense. And we're only going to do that stuff. We're going to build all of our offensive game planning through that stuff. There doesn't have to be 6 different styles. Go look at the good offenses in the NFL. They all have a common theme in their beliefs. The Packers, it's about condensed formations and pre-snap motion. The San Francisco 49ers, it's about their play-action pass and the quarterback on the move. The Los Angeles Rams, it's about their play-action pass and driving the football in the middle of the field. Everything is built through that. Tell me what the Eagles is. Tell me what the Eagles' identity on offense is, or their unwavering conviction of who they're going to be. They don't have one. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens when you have too many people with too many viewpoints.
Dan, I'm fascinated with how people can watch games through different eyes. Okay, like the way you watch it as an analyst, the way I might watch a game as a parent if a kid's playing, or if you're coaching, you watch it differently, or if you're a former player. What I love about your analysis is that you seem to encompass all of them. So that being said, what do you think is the biggest problem with the plays that aren't working, which are most of them offensively, and is it fixable?
It's always fixable. You always have to start with the who. Okay, who is running the plays? And that's not just the quarterback. Okay, it's the offensive line and the skill players. Let's go back to Cleveland, all right? If you looked at what Cleveland did defensively, a lot in that game was just man coverage. Now the who is, do you have guys that are just whooping man coverage, winning versus man coverage? For the Eagles right now, that answer is no. Okay, so then you go to the what. Are you doing enough stuff to help them win versus man coverage? That means motion. That means stacks. That means rubs and meshes. That didn't happen enough on Sunday. Because, listen, we all want guys that can go whip people in man coverage. Sure, they get $30 million a year to do that. The Eagles don't have one. So then you have to go, that's when coaches earn their paycheck. Okay, when we're playing man coverage, how many different ways can we help this player win or that player win? And so that did not happen enough. And then the play calling. I've said this for weeks now. The ability to make 7 different things look the same is when you, as an offensive system and scheme, become offensive. That's when you put the defense on the defensive. And that does not happen enough. There's not enough plays that look the same. That you go, now a defender has to look at this and go, okay, that guy's in that situation and the formation is 2-by-2 and the receivers here or the backs on the same side. I have to think about 5 or 6 different outcomes after the ball gets snapped, not 2. And so that's how players play hesitant. That's how defensive players play hesitant. So that doesn't happen enough. And 3, I'd say, at the end of the day, there's too much okay, I've watched this play on tape and it worked, so we're going to call it. Defenses change. Defenses watch tape. They learn as well. And so, there's got to be more of a foundational creativity, a starting point creativity than a copy and paste.
Is there any reason for defenses to, fear might be too strong of a word, but to respect an Eagles offense right now?
No, because the Eagles offense doesn't put pressure on them at all right now. There's nothing on tape that you watch and you're like, man, we've got to be very cautious of this. I call games for college football. And one of the first questions that I will sit down and ask a defensive coordinator is, what does this offense that you're going to play against, what does it do? What do they do to scare you? What do they do that challenges you, that you look at on tape and you go, man, we got to pay attention to this? Some guys will go, the different tempos they present to us is going to be very challenging. Or, when they move their receiver inside, like that's a problem for us because how we match up. And so, if you look at the Eagles right now, it's like, okay, what are they doing when you sit down and talk with a defensive coordinator? What on tape do they do to make you go, all right, like we got to be absolutely greased on this. We better be completely locked in with this stuff or that stuff. There's nothing right now. Honestly, you know what I would say? When Carson Wentz gets outside the pocket, that if I was a defensive coordinator, that would be something where I would say, listen, when this guy's outside of the pocket, when they get him on the move designs, they're really stinking good, and he can make some big plays. That would be the only thing that I would point to that I would go, man, we got to be greased on it. And then, like, here's another thing, guys. Like, I'll go back to Sunday because this one drew me nuts. The first drive of the game, you go right down the field with running the football. Right down the field. The next drive, it was all passes. Why?
Well, because I think Doug is we talk about Carson losing his way. I feel like Doug has lost his way as well. So I just want to ask you this binary thing. And if it had to be one or the other, albeit being close, what do you think the Eagles should do here? Because this isn't stopping anytime soon. So is it more likely that Doug gives up the play calling or that Carson Wentz sits?
Listen, I want to preface this with I know what it's like to get fired. I've been fired in the NFL twice.
Okay.
And I never want to promote for anyone losing their job type of thing. All I know is this. You cannot coach talent. You just can't. And I can't sit here and unequivocally say that the talent that quarterback has is gone. I just don't see that on tape. It's not even close to that. And so what should happen? What's for the betterment right now and long term? Because that's the challenge for Howie Roseman and really that organization. Is the play calling has to change. The conviction with the play calling, the confidence with the design and play calling has to change. You guys, everyone could sit here and tell me sit Carson Wentz. Really? You watching the same tape I am, guys? Really?
Yeah.
You're going to sit Carson Wentz to – what are you going to do? Run zone read 97 times this game? Like – and that's not a shot at anybody.
Well, I understand that, but just to go on that for a second here, and I would have sat Carson Wentz for the final 4 minutes and 39 seconds of the game against the Browns when the game was a 2-score game and you weren't winning it. You could have gotten away with the excuses afterwards that, well, we didn't like the weather, we didn't like how many times he was being hit, and it was a 2-score game, so we felt we weren't in it anymore. You could get away with those excuses with it still being a message to Carson. The question would be, would that be a message that would apply to Carson, where it's not necessarily him losing the team, but it's the first time he's being pulled out of a game for more of a punitive reason. Do you think that would get his attention to correct just his mistakes?
If I need to do that to get Carson Wentz to try and correct his mistakes or be focused on his mistakes, then we got way bigger problems than trying to figure out how to win our next game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. But I'm acknowledging that those problems might exist.
I don't believe that.
Okay.
Like, especially in a 12-point game when, listen, there's crazy things that happen. Like in a 12-point game when I know that I'm technically a play away from, a miracle type thing, then I don't sit there. 19-point game? 21-point game?
No, it was at the time, I think it was a 9-point game, and Carson had given away 9 points with a pick six and then the safety he took.
Right. I mean, the offense gave away 9 points, not just the quarterback.
I understand.
No, I know you. I just listen. If we're going to have the conversation of what's the pros and the cons of sitting Carson Wentz? Like, we can have the pros of sitting Carson Wentz is proving to him and your football team, because I do think that's a real thing. I think it's a real difficult thing for Doug to continue to stand up there. And when Carson does have the turnovers that are coming from him, like they're coming out of his hand, no question, that, hey, guys, we've got, this is the best chance for us to win football games as long as we don't turn it over. Like, that's a fair conversation. So the pro is you hold everybody, you give the vision to everybody that we're holding everyone accountable, right? We're holding everybody accountable to their performance, because at the end of the day, you're in control of it, so to speak. So there's a pro to that. Shake things up. Give new energy, have a different opportunity to win. That's a pro. The con is way bigger. The con is, well, what happens if the bottom falls out? The con is what happens if you signal to this guy, I don't believe in you anymore, and your teammates don't believe in you anymore, and your organization doesn't. This is not coddling. This is not baiting. But there is an aspect that you as a coach have to constantly tell your player and show your player, I'll take you where you want to go, and believe in that. And so I just think the con is significantly bigger than the pro.
All right, last thing for you, fun one to get out on. We're asking this question on what's supposed to be the busiest travel day of the year. You could pick one of your colleagues at ESPN to do a road trip with. Who's it going to be?
Oh, that's a great question. Okay, so if I'm doing a road trip, like, I need you to be clean. I don't need you to be, like, nasty and, like, whatnot. So I need you to be clean. So that matters.
You realize whoever you don't say, we're going to assume they're the dirtiest, nastiest human being. No, I'm just kidding. God, who do you got?
I'd probably say if I could only pick one, it'd be Marcus Spears, strictly because I know I'm going to laugh my face off. I will laugh my face off for the extended period of our road trip.
And you need some good laughs. You absolutely need some good laughs.
That's the only chance I have to survive it.
But Marcus Spears, I love it. I love it. Hey, Dan, happy Thanksgiving. Do you get to enjoy Thanksgiving? You're going to be in studio?
No, I get to enjoy it. No work today because our show is dark because of college basketball, and tomorrow is the game. So I'll just be kicking it with the fam, enjoying it,
Beautiful.
trying to gather some sleep. So.
Beautiful. Well, hey, enjoy the family. Happy Thanksgiving, my brother. I appreciate it, man.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Be safe.
All right, thanks, Dan. You
as
too.
well. I appreciate Dan Orlovsky, brought to us by DraftKings. So I think I think it's obvious. He goes Doug Peterson.
Put him in the Eagles locker room tomorrow.
I think,
well, funny you mention that because he was interviewed, but Doug wouldn't concede play calling to him or Graham Harrell or any of the others that they wanted.
Or offensive coordinator title.
Yeah.
Like if I'm Dan Orlovsky, I'm not leaving the ESPN for you could be an advisor and kind of help me. No, I'm getting at least a title of offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and Doug needs to probably reconsider that this offseason.
Yeah, a little bit. By the way, Dan joining us there in the Comcast Business Hotline. Bounce forward. Dan Schwartz, I want to get to you before we get out of here. You've been holding forever, man. I appreciate it. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man.
First off, I want to thank you guys for the tickets, dude. Sincerely, my daughter was, like, lit up when she found out she was going.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I just got an invite. Lauren Capone, who works down there at the Wells Fargo Center, hit me up to go down there as part of a media day thing. I couldn't make it, but I have heard from some friends in the media. It's just beautiful. It's just awesome.
Dude, the day we're going, they're doing like Santa picture with Gritty or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Gritty Claus.
That's Gritty Claus. That's great.
Yeah. All right, so sports real quick.
Yeah.
So the reason I think you can't go to Hurts is this scenario. If he plays well and you started Hurts, then you have to worry about him having immense pressure on his back because if he falters, they might go back to Wentz. And I just feel like there's enough head cases that we've been through. From Wentz's issues to Simmons shooting, Aguilar, Fultz, and I don't want to mess another guy's head up in that type of a scenario.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But the counterpoint to that, Mark, is you're saying Doug changes the play calling, and this is what really scares me because I think it's accurate. If he changes the play calling and Carson still sucks, they bring in Hurts sucks, they go back to Carson thinking that benching him might improve him, and he still sucks, and then they finally realize that the team in general just sucks.
Oh, okay. Well, the team does suck.
Yeah.
No, we're not denying that.
They're devoid of talent, and look, I get it. A lot is absolutely on Carson, dude, but how can you can judge him for holding the ball and things like that, but it's hard to judge when you have, like, no talent around you. So if you put in Hurts, he has that same, trash around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you name one player that's graded an A this year, like an A-valued player on this team this year?
Like Darius Slay, Brandon Graham, some of Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, and that's about it. And then you go through position groups, and I don't even think you can get a B. Like, they're just a bad team.
Yeah.
They are.
Oh, no, nobody's denying that they're a bad team. That's evident. That is we all agree on that. Do you have someone who would be in your road trip?
Oh, man, I was going to go with Pat Burrell, but Egan took him. So I was thinking, in my state of mind and the way I look, I'll probably bring Lenny Dykstra with me.
Another vote for Lenny.
Ugh.
That's amazing.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can have him.
It would be fun, Bob. It might be a little skeevy. It'll be fun, though.
Oh, a lot skeeve. A whole lot of skeeve.
Don't let him drive.
Dan, enjoy the time with. It's weird to say this after Lenny Dykstra thing, but enjoy the time with your family.
It again.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much. I'm glad you're able to go. 610-632-0997. We got Hunter in Texas. That's who I want. If you're not named Bubba and live in Texas, your name better be Hunter.
Sure.
And that's Hunter in Texas. Talk to him next. Open lines after that. Time of the Fanatic is 9:23. And how about Steven Singer? Steven Singer Jewelers doing everything to take care of his customers right now. In these uncertain times, Steven Singer wants to make sure you are taken care of and all your jewelry and diamond needs are taken care of as well. Go to IHateStevenSinger.com to schedule an appointment. And that's what you can do. Use the appointment scheduler. They're taking them by appointment, so you can go into the store, or you can go to IHateStevenSinger.com and get a virtual appointment. You get a real expert jeweler walking you through all the great inventory, all the great diamonds and jewelry at Steven Singer Jewelers. So if you don't feel comfortable going to the other corner of 8th and Walnut, you can simply go to IHateStevenSinger.com and look at everything they have. How about this? Ready for Love engagement ring collection. No hassle, no risk. Expertly picked engagement rings that are ready to go. Check them all out at IHateStevenSinger.com. Maybe you've been quarantining with someone during this entire time, and maybe it's really, really going well. Then maybe it's time to pop the question. Well, you can do that at IHateStevenSinger.com. And here's the other thing. Fast, free, and safe shipping available at IHateStevenSinger.com. Make an in-store appointment or virtual appointment online at IHateStevenSinger.com.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Sitting Carson Wentz on Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by LaSalle University. Earn your MS in nonprofit leadership from LaSalle. Classes are 100% online. They start in January. Learn more at lasalle.edu/NPL. That's lasalle.edu/NPL. Eagles have struggled mightily this season, and no one bigger than quarterback Carson Wentz. It's got many asking for the quarterback to be benched. But ESPN quarterback guru Dan Orlovsky joined the morning show, and he does not agree.
Everyone could sit here and tell me sit Carson Wentz. Really? You watching the same tape I am, guys? Really? What are you going to do? Run zone read 97 times this game? And that's not a shot at anybody.
That full interview will be available shortly on 975thefanatic.com. Unfortunately, the Philadelphia Union season is over. The Union fell to the New England Revolution 2-0 last night in the MLS playoffs. The team did enjoy their most successful season, winning the Supporters Shield as well as many individual honors. The Sixers made a depth move yesterday, re-signing shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a one-year deal. The Sixers originally signed Broekhoff before they headed down to the Orlando bubble, but he chose to opt out. They chose to bring him back. Coming up later today, ESPN's Tim McManus will join the Mike Missinelli Show to give a midweek report, and at 5 p.m., Dwight Howard joins the show. This sports update was driven by AAA. Wherever the open road takes you, take AAA. Keep it on the Fanatic all day for updates and breaking news. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
With Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch.
on 97.5 The Fanatic. Check out ESPN Birds Insider Tim McManus every Wednesday at 3:30 with Mike Missinelli. It's the Midweek Report, brought to you by Training Camp. Get IT certified fast at Training Camp. Online at trainingcamp.com. T-Mac and Missinelli Wednesdays at 3:30 on 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Thanksgiving is one of my favorite days of the year. I can't wait to eat too much and watch football all day long. My wife loves it. Thanks to FanDuel Sportsbook partnership with Valley Forge Casino, it just makes the day even better because I can bet on all the action. If you've never bet on FanDuel before, now is the perfect time to give it a shot because they're giving new users 25-1 odds boost on any football game Thanksgiving Day. That means you can bet $5 and win $125 on any of the three games. And you know what? I'm leaning toward Pittsburgh. I know it's another divisional matchup, but Baltimore is a mess this season. So I love Pittsburgh to cover the 3 points. FanDuel, it's America's #1 sportsbook app. I love all the exclusive promos, and they get me my winnings so fast. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Fanatic so they know that I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Fanatic.
21 plus, present in NJ or PA. New users only. Must wager on designated Boost Market. Deposit required. Max bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You needed your mom. She was always there with the Vicks Vapor Rub. She used that soothing scent to calm you. And her mom used it to calm her. And her mom, well, you get the idea. Vicks Vapor Rub's always been there. It always made you feel better. And today, it still does. Bring back those childhood memories with the comfort and care only Vicks Vapor Rub can bring. Vicks Vapor Rub, family tradition for a reason.
What does my family think about stiff and uncomfortable shoes?
Ew.
That's going to be a no from me.
Forget about it.
And that's why we wear Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Because Skechers Stretch Fit are made from a breathable, soft knit that stretches and moves with you, giving you a comfortable, perfect fit with every step. And not only do Stretch Fit comfortably hug your feet, but they also have Skechers' famous air-cooled memory foam. Plus, they're machine washable and they're affordable. Find styles for men, women, and kids at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
Exciting developments are in motion. Dell is officially giving out the biggest deals of the year for Black Friday, and there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Whether it's for work, school, or fun, Dell has you covered with doorbusters every weekday. Accelerate all that you do with next-gen XPS and Alienware machines powered by Intel Core processors. Plus, this huge lineup of premium tech is up to $400 off. Call 800-BUY-DELL or go to Dell.com/Black Friday. That's 800-BUY-DELL.
Yeah, this season I actually had little business cards made. Eric Rubino, Fantasy Baseball GM. You can keep that. Sure, the players are famous, but come game day, I decide their fate. What's that? Oh, you make $20 million? Well, I don't like your attitude. You benched? No, I'd never bench an all-star, but I could. That's also why I like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. With options based on my budget, they never throw me a curveball. That's a little baseball reference for you.
Get options based on your budget with Progressive, even if you're not a legend in your own mind. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
With gifts from eBay, you don't have to spend a lot to say a lot. Get a DeWalt drill set for Dad that doesn't cost a lot, but still says, I love you a ton. For your all-star niece, Air Jordans that say, I can't wait to watch you take off, at a price that isn't sky high. And for your rock star husband, a Bose soundbar that speaks volumes. For those who mean a lot, eBay has gifts that don't cost a lot.
Unhappy at your job? You don't really have a career, you have a job. Or maybe you're out of work altogether. Listen to me. You can start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have zero computer experience. Sound too good to be true? Go to mycomputercareer.edu. Take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes. Meet just twice a week. Financial aid, including the GI Bill, is available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
At Unibet Sportsbook, we know that within every bettor, there's a bet so genius, no other person on this planet could have thought of it. It's called a parlay, a custom-made bet that says, today, my confidence level is on the money. Sign up today and get $30 free to use on your first parlay and enjoy daily parlay boosts at Unibet Sportsbook. Download the app or visit pa.unibet.com. Unibet Sportsbook. Crazy about the odds. Must be 21 or over to play and physically located in Pennsylvania. Restrictions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm going to say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more.
Listen up. Fred Beans Ford is your work truck headquarters. Hundreds of work-ready vehicles like cargo, dump, plow, chassis, and more. We've got the work trucks you want at the prices you want, and our experienced staff will deliver them directly to you. For better savings on a better selection, get to the #1 volume dealer in PA. Work trucks are better at Beans in Doylestown, Mechanicsburg, Langhorne, and Westchester. Online at FredBeansTrucks.com. Based on 2019 Ford Truck Total Retail Sales Report.
Hey, it's Anthony Gargano. Life's coming at us hard these days, right? We go 100 miles an hour. We feel stressed, run down. We're dehydrated, get headaches, body aches. We're working overtime to try to protect ourselves from getting sick. So I needed a positive way to recharge and refuel. Enter Exeva Vitamin Infusion Therapy. It's been a game changer for me. I love it. Imagine flooding your body with these vitamins, nutrients, amino acids, and hydration you need to boost your immune system, elevate your mood and your energy level, and replenish your reserves in under an hour. We're talking vitamins, nutrients, and hydration administered by a board-certified nurse at one of Exeva's modern infusion suites. It's amazing. I felt incredible. And I received my infusion, got a flat screen TV. I was reading. It was relaxing. Learn more about Exceva's vitamin therapies at Exeva.com. That's AXIVA.com. Exeva. Replenish, recharge, relief.
Now, more of Farzetta in the morning
With Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch.
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
There was a fight at a convenience store in Florida recently that has swept the nation. 27,000 retweets, 3 million plus views on Twitter. It made its rounds, and we all know this convenience store locally, but it happened in Florida. We put a little Philly touch to it. Here it is with the phenomenal play-by-play. We'll speak to the play-by-play man, Darren, himself in just a second, but here it is to take us back to beautiful, sunny Florida at 2 a.m.
No, it's going down. Go ahead. No, what we wildin'? No, they wildin'. His ass out. I just want my sandwich. No. Go ahead.
Get away.
Yeah, Paul, move, bro. Move, Paul.
The butt is out of the
Let them boys do what they gotta do. Take him to the sky. Up top chicken box. Bro, pull out your pants, fam. You doing the stunt move. Hey, wildin'. Y'all tired now. Y'all tired. Y'all boys get from the register so I can pay.
All right.
Y'all boys just scoot over real. Y'all boys about to get past this.
It's a phenomenal thing. Everyone's seen it. Everyone's seen it. I love that he keeps calling him fam. We'll also find out what it means to go up top chicken box, if I'm not mistaken, and that's what it is. Our man Darren, who is on the scene doing a great job of play-by-play, joining us here on the Comcast Business Hotline. Bounce forward. Darren, how are you, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
It's Darren, right? Darien. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. First off, let me commend you on your amazing play-by-play. Do you do play-by-play? That's a pretty good job you did there.
Nah, man, I don't do play-by-play. That's just like, me every day. Just, I'll be talking a lot.
I like you already. All right, Darien. So take us into the store. You go in for what, and then what happens?
I just go for a sandwich real quick, and I got off the road. I just go for a sandwich real quick, and I order. I go to get a drink. A lady is right there. She came up to me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so crazy out here tonight." And I'm like, "What you expect? It's 2 a.m."
Right.
And as soon as I said that, like all I heard was like this big smack noise, and I already knew what the sound was. So I ran over there like, "Oh, I got to get my camera out." I got my camera out. And that's when I got into my mode. I had to play referee.
No, that was great. Referee, play-by-play man, everything. I like that they were having like an open conversation while they were fighting. Like the one guy had the other guy in a headlock. The one guy's bare ass is showing. You're trying to do the gentleman thing, tell him his ass is out and all that stuff. But what did it start over? That's my question. Do you know what started this fight?
What I was told was the guy who had his pants down had opened the door for the other guy, and the other guy wasn't feeling it, so he's like, "Hey, bro, I'll never do that again." And he just like, "Hey, whatever." So then I guess by the time they both got to the register, the guy who had his pants down stood in front of him and was like, "Hey, you're not gonna pay today." And I was like, "Oh yeah, y'all retarded in here." And he just swung on him and handled what he had to handle.
All right, so this started because one man held a door for another man. The guy whose ass was out held the door for the guy that was in the orange vest.
Hey, it don't sound right already.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, man.
So then the one guy was in front of the other guy in line.
Yeah, that's how it went.
Do you know who threw the first punch?
Oh yeah, bro, with the vest on.
Oh, he was in a bad mood. You could tell he was a little pissy.
Yes,
yeah, that's
in the morning.
Yeah, and then the guy whose ass was out, he ran away. Were there actual cops called to the scene?
Oh yeah, they were called. And they got there like as soon as he got out the door, though.
And this was in Florida. This was in Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Lauderdale.
Lauderdale. Okay.
Yeah, Broward County.
All right. I got to ask you, what is your go-to at this particular store?
What do I get?
What do you get?
Club sandwich, a little turkey club sandwich.
Darren, if you had to judge the fight, who was the winner? Pants down, who was the winner?
Us, all of us, the audience.
Thanks to you.
Darren, what line of work are you in, man?
Oh man, I just started doing my podcast, so I'm what is it, like an independent worker where I work for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just started my podcast, Roadrunners Podcast.
And what are we talking about on the podcast?
I mean, a variety of things, man. Every day, like stuff like this, viral videos, stated like what's going on in hip hop and, in the world. We might touch on every and any topic, really just what's happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Are you ever in Philly?
Sure, I will be if you need me to be.
No, I got you. Unfortunately, I don't think we can fly you up, especially with these uncertain times. But I just want, if you're ever in Philadelphia, I want to be able to take you through a real Philly Wawa experience, because I don't want to say that we're better people, but we're better people than most. But you could come up here and you could, because you know why we would like a guy like you, because you're real. You know what I mean? You're a real guy. We like real authenticity in this city.
Yeah, man, I try to be.
Yeah. All right. So, no, we appreciate it. I do have this one question. There's a little splice in the video where all of a sudden the guys are fighting over on one point, and then they're in the corner of the store again. What happened? Was there a little break in the action? Was the fight ever broken up?
Oh, no, it was never broken up. My camera had to, I was posting it on Instagram. So, I was running around the counter at the same time. So when I was doing it, I was kind of fumbling, so I had to get back to it. So that's when you see, I went from one side to on the other side, and I was kind of zooming in a little bit. Yeah, that's why I had to just change angles, and my camera was, it was a lot was going on.
Oh, yeah, but it certainly seemed like it. I did enjoy the fact that you just asked them to scoot aside as you paid for your food. and
the advice you gave out was phenomenal.
Yeah, and they were accommodating. Yeah.
I mean, listen, it was all under control. I mean, I was telling them it's not even that serious, because, y'all, obviously, y'all not that mad. Y'all just hugging by now. Y'all tired. What is it? So let it go. Just, just separate. I like the fight. Listen, y'all both won. We can leave him here, Yeah. But they didn't want to do that, and then everything changed.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Darren? You're the only person that could rule on this. We had a debate on the show as to whether or not Ass Man had a tramp stamp. It looked like he had a rather hefty tattoo on his back. Was it a tramp stamp, or was it bigger than that?
No, that's a tramp stamp.
Damn, I lost a bet. Hey, Darian, happy Thanksgiving to you, man. That's awesome, and kudos to you. Yeah, man, kudos to you. And go ahead, what was it, Roadrunner Podcast?
Yeah, Roadrunner Podcast, ROADRUNNAZ.
My man, I know you got 30,000 retweets and 3.8 million views, so good for you, man, and I'm glad that those two didn't end up seriously. Well, I should ask you, nobody was seriously hurt, right?
No.
I didn't think so. It didn't look like a good fight, but
it was all good. I see. That's why it was rough. I wasn't going to let it get too far.
Darian, you're now a friend of the show. You're welcome on any time, my man. Take it easy. Thanks so much.
Hey, man, you guys have a great one. Thank you.
Thanks, Darren.
You as well. Darian joining us. The play-by-play man himself from the convenience store throwdown in Lauderdale, Florida.
That's terrific.
I didn't even know there was a Lauderdale.
We have to keep our eye on Darian.
Oh,
something good is going to come of this.
Oh, absolutely.
Something's going to come of this.
He's going to get a job doing play-by-play fighting.
He should.
Yeah, with boxing,
yeah,
play-by-play, MMA. Tell me Joe Rogan's
life coach.
Yeah, life coach. Make sure you check your pants before you leave the house. Let's get to Hunter in Texas. Hunter, what's up, bud?
Hey, guys. How you guys doing, man?
Good.
Hey, Hunt.
How you doing?
Hey, I'm in enemy territory. I live in Texas. I live in the Austin area, so thank goodness the Cowboys aren't doing so hot this year. So otherwise, I'd be hearing it.
First off, you have my admiration. I love Austin, Texas. It is just awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you just mentioned Joe Rogan. I just saw him not too long ago.
Oh yeah, he's down there doing his podcast down there now. Yeah.
Yeah. So he lives down here now. Apparently, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he moved to studios.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys. First off. Second off, I want to talk about. I've heard Anthony Gargano say he wants to clean house, and I agree with him because I'm a Carson Wentz defender, but I don't think it's all on him.
It's not.
If that makes sense, but I don't want to I feel like all right, I'm just defending him every time. I'm like it's exhausting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But this front office has done a terrible job of getting talent. Every team has one young promising guy, and ours is Miles Sanders, and we don't even use him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And this goes back to Jordan Matthews over Devontae Adams in the draft. We drafted Jordan Matthews, and 10 selections later, Devontae Adams off the board.
Yeah.
We take Arcega-Whiteside, DK Metcalf off the board. Jalen Reagor, I'm not going to say he's terrible, but he's not.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, Michael Pittman Jr. on the Colts looks like a baller.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's all these guys. I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
Well, Hunter,
it's beyond frustrating.
let me say this. I am 1,000% with you, my friend. However, you're not redrafting right now. There's only a couple of things that you could do right now. So are you taking play calling away from Doug Peterson, or are you going to try to sit Carson Wentz to get the most out of him? What are you doing?
I mean, I would take play calling from Doug Peterson.
Me too.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm like, look, just try someone else. Just try it. Because listen, you got a second-round pick on Jalen Hurts, and you can't even use him. So so either they're both going to look bad in the end. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I would take the play calling away from Doug Peterson at this point.
My man.
If he can't handle that, that's your job.
Yeah,
your job, man.
I hear you, man. Hey, Hunter, if you had to go on one road trip with one person from Philadelphia sports history, who would it be?
Bob, let's roll. Me and you.
Bob Cooney?
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, Hunter, my man, let's go.
Look at this.
I'm in. You guys didn't get any votes today, did you?
No, we did not.
No, Hunter, you're the best.
Hunter, thanks for the call, bud. Appreciate it.
You guys are fantastic. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
Back at you, brother.
I like that.
Look at that, Bobby.
That's right. You know.
By the way,
smart man, that Hunter.
I failed to tell you this, but I was talking to my mom yesterday, and she only refers to you as Bobby.
Most women do.
Really?
Yeah. Even the girls that I'm still friends with, that I went to high school with, that I grew up with, it's Bobby.
Okay.
My sister, who's older, well, all my siblings are far older than me, but my oldest sister, who has a great group of friends that I'm very friendly with, they all call me Bobby.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sal Powell calls me Bobby.
Well, that's how it started.
Mike Stielski calls me Bobby.
Bobby, yeah. Have you ever said to anyone, Bob? Have you
No, I never do that.
I wouldn't peg you for one of those people.
No,
but I'm
no.
just curious. Like sometimes people go, oh, Marky Mark, and I'm like, we can stop that right there.
Yeah, Anthony's like that too. Like one time I'm kidding around, I was like, Gargano. He's like, it's Anthony.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I will say this. A lot of people are offended by just the last name referral.
Yeah.
I know it happens a lot in Italian American culture. I like it. I don't mind at all being called Farzetta because it's very specific. Odds are you don't know another one, unless they're my family, obviously. But yeah, it's very specific. And
a lot of marks out there.
There's been a lot of marks running around.
Yeah.
And I just enjoy the one and did. Oh, Farzetta, boom. No confusion. Let's get to here we go. Our buddy Graf. What's up, Graf?
Babe, we got less than a month until the start of the NBA season. Everybody needs to be thankful and happy.
Can't wait.
Oh, God, it's going to be amazing. I'm really excited. I saw the dumbest thing ever from First Take yesterday, saying that the starting rotation was going to be Ben Simmons, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Dwight Howard, and then Joel Embiid.
Yeah, we already shot that down.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It's that ain't it, as they say.
Yeah, that's probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I don't understand how those people get paid to have such crummy takes all the time, but hey, whatever. I don't care. We got basketball coming up. I was just calling to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Love you guys, and I'm thankful for you guys.
Beautiful photo,
Thanks,
by
Graf.
the way, of the Graffin media on the way.
Yes.
Oh, thank you very much.
There's a nose.
Yeah, there is. There's a nose block. He's got my nose. I took a picture of my nose, compared it to his nose, and it's just it's total euphoria, man.
Whoa.
It's your kid.
Did we just do it? Did we just do a gender reveal? I didn't realize that you knew the sex of the baby.
Oh yeah, he's a baby boy, man.
Hey, he's gonna have a son! Congratulations!
I'm in for it.
You're in for it.
I hope so.
I was literally like, I used to. One thing my mom always tells a story about was I had a Playhouse toy box, and it was like a blue lid, and I used to take the blue lid and I would surf down my stairs with it. So she would be sitting in the living room, and all she would hear would be this. And I would just smoke the wall, right? So this is the things that I'm prepared for. I'm super excited, right?
Good, man. God bless you,
I'm gonna have
brother.
a little rascal, but I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging in there and doing all you've been doing for us. And I love you guys' show, and I'm thankful for y'all.
We love you back, brother.
Thanks, Graf. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy.
Yeah, enjoy the family.
Hey, Joe, and my road trip guy is Alan Iverson, straight up.
There it is. Me and you. Graf, me and you.
You guys are
That's
souls.
it, man.
Soulmates.
Good
Thanks,
man.
brother. Appreciate
Thanks,
it, man.
Graf.
Later, y'all.
Later. I will say this. I find myself on Thanksgiving being very nostalgic. Because Thanksgiving it still is like my favorite my favorite day of the year is Christmas Eve. My favorite actual holiday is Thanksgiving. It's just an easy one, and you just relax, you eat, you watch football. It's fantastic.
Right.
But man, the football game. So my mom is one of 12, as I've talked about, and I got 21 first cousins on my mom's side of the family. We all played football. We all were outside. I'm talking about 6-year-olds to 19-year-olds all playing the same football game, you know? And those are some of my best memories as a kid, is just being out there with my cousins. And yes, it's the freaky cousin side of the family. But for the people that are already thinking it.
Was she the cheerleader?
She was the cheerleader. She played, thank you. And all my female cousins, all of them could throw a tight spiral, man. All of them could play. And when I think back on like family holidays, those are the memories that I really think of. And that's what Thanksgiving brings to my table. And I am thankful for those memories. Bob, did they jump to memory? You guys play football?
Oh, yeah. It's always... it was always going to the football games, even when I was a young kid. You know, my memories now are formed as having been married for 27 years with the kids, all of that. So those are my memories. And just, you know, it gets older and older. The kids are older. One of them can't come back, which sucks. And that's, you know,
They're
that's...
at school.
Yeah, Kyle's at school and somebody tested positive, so he has to stay in South Carolina. But yeah, it's just the family thing. It's just sitting with each other, my in-laws, my relatives on the other side of the family. It's the best. I love Thanksgiving. Always have, always will.
Yeah, Jamie, a little football action with the family?
Yeah, it's just we reduced, so we all split up into separate groups this year, so it's a smaller one. It's just going to be Addie and Skylar and I, and I'm looking forward to the extra couch space, not getting dressed up, might be doing sweats, so I'm looking forward to it. It should be great.
So basically Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday during pandemic.
Just with a bigger dinner.
There we go. Pat, you guys get together to play a little hockey on Thanksgiving, or is it football? Did you guys do any of that?
I'm working.
Yeah, we used to do a little turkey bowl thing, but that
up,
had to get canceled.
Yeah.
No, we didn't really do anything.
We had to end the day on Pat.
I don't even know why you
Seriously?
asked me.
Yeah.
My God.
We didn't do a Twitter poll today, but
Hey, Pat, did you win your hockey game last night?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. Tried to get some positivity out of them, but it's just not happening.
I don't
made
believe
no
you.
impact.
Yeah.
No, we won.
Oh, you did win.
Yeah, no, I played like trash.
What was your plus minus?
Let's not talk about that.
Right.
It's a Twitter poll.
It's a team.
Was it brought to you by?
That's your equivalent of time at the Fanatic. There.
Yeah.
The Twitter poll would have been brought to you by Window Nation. Call 1-866-90Nation or visit windownation.com. Pat Egan, what is your takeaway of the day?
Look, I might not like Thanksgiving, but what I'm thankful for is Wawa fights in Florida, because that video really brought a smile to my face in a time where I needed it.
Oh, there you
and
go.
I appreciate those two men who walked so I can laugh.
The whole thing started over one man opening a door for another man.
That's one of my favorite parts of Wawa, is the double door, because
it's common decency.
Yeah, I think it instills faith in humanity. You hold the door open for somebody.
I had one woman one time give me guff for holding the door for her. And I just felt someone was walking close behind me, so I figured let me open the door, whether it was man or woman, whoever it was. I was just going to open the door, common decency.
Yeah, well, Susan B. Anthony fought for her equality. And you're just spitting Susie B's face?
She was pissed too, man. She was like, I got it. And I was like, I didn't know we were at a state of turning down kindness.
If wearing a mask is political, opening a door has to be something.
Yeah, right. The whole thing started over one man opening a door for another. Go figure. Jamie Lynch.
I think me and Darian might be kindred spirits. The Wawa Turkey Club sandwich they do is their best sandwich, and it's restaurant quality stuff.
I will say the lobster bisque.
Well, I'm talking just sandwiches.
I'm just saying my go-to. Like, if it's not on there, I'm most pissed that they don't have lobster.
Darian's a very smart man going
He is.
Turkey Club. That's a tasty sandwich.
And don't sleep on the quesadilla. All right?
I don't think I've done that.
Oh, treat yourself, my friend. Treat yourself. Bob Cooney.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We appreciate you listening. Glad you stuck with us through the pandemics. Mark and Jamie, happy that you guys are all healthy. Egan, I really don't care. But happy Thanksgiving and enjoy your families.
Thanks, Bob.
Yeah, I love you.
I am thankful for everyone that has listened to our show, and thankful for all of you guys that I'm in studio with every day. And just enjoy Thanksgiving, have a great time, and hopefully we can talk about a little bit of an Eagles victory coming Monday or Tuesday morning.
The more important birds will be had tomorrow.
What's that?
The more important birds will be had tomorrow.
The
Mark.
massaged ones.
The massaged one.
Yeah.
Anyway, stay tuned for the Anthony Gargano Show here on 975 The Fanatic.
Hey, guys, Bob Cooney here, and tomorrow it's the best day of the year. I just love Thanksgiving, and I can't wait to eat way too much and, of course, watch football all day long. And thanks to FanDuel Sportsbook, in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, it just makes the day even better because I can bet on all the action, and so can you. If you've never bet on FanDuel before, now is the perfect time to give it a shot because they're giving new users a 25-1 odds boost on any football game tomorrow. What it means is you can bet $5 and win $125. Look at the games. Houston at Detroit. You got Washington and Dallas, Pittsburgh and the Ravens. I love all the favorites. All the favorites tomorrow is the way I'm going. Offers like these are just one of the reasons FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook app. I also love the exclusive promos and that they get you your winnings in as little as 24 hours. All you have to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code Bob so they know I sent you. That's FanDuel Sportsbook, promo code Bob. 21 or older in present New Jersey or Pennsylvania. New users only. Must wager on designated boost market. Deposit required. Max bonus $125. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Lack of identity. I'm Pat Egan, and the Sports Update is brought to you by Primo Hoagies. Game day and holiday gatherings might be more intimate this year, but just because you can't host a Primo celebration doesn't mean you can't have a Primo Hoagie. Locations at PrimoHoagies.com. It's not just a hoagie, it's a Primo. The Eagles have struggled mightily this season, and many think Doug Peterson should give up play calling. The Eagles don't have an offensive coordinator, and ESPN quarterback guru Dan Orlovsky joined the morning show and brought up how that is negatively affecting the Birds.
Tell me what the Eagles is. Tell me what the Eagles' identity on offense is, or their unwavering conviction of who they're going to be. They don't have one. And that's what happens when you have too many people with too many viewpoints.
That full interview will be it's available now, actually, on 975TheFanatic.com. Philadelphia Union season is unfortunately over. The Union fell to the New England Revolution 2-0. Team did enjoy their most successful season, winning the Supporters' Shield. Sixers made a depth move yesterday, re-signing shooter Ryan Broekhoff to a one-year deal. Broekhoff had originally signed with the Sixers before the team headed down to the Orlando bubble last year, but Broekhoff ultimately chose to opt out. The Sixers ultimately choose to bring him back. Coming up at 3:30, ESPN's Tim McManus joins the Mike Missinelli Show to give a midweek report, and at 5 p.m., new Sixer center Dwight Howard will hop on the program. This sports update was brought to you by Bet River Martin Law, the law firm for injured workers. Visit PAORcountry.com. Keep it on the Fanatic for updates and breaking news. Anthony Gargano comes your way next. I'm Pat Egan, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's Farzetta in the morning
with Bob Cooney and Jamie Lynch
on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Mike Missinelli.